Why did I continue swinging that funny old tune? Will drive me to ruin. It came along and made me his slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave. It came along and made me his slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave.
Whoa! That camera got all kinds of screwed up. Hold on. Hi everyone! Welcome to another edition of Mega Rich Mondays or Mega Wealth Mondays. I haven't decided on an official title yet. The kitty is in the room, but not sitting near the kitty cam right now, so I'm going to turn the kitty cam off for now. I'll turn it on if he decides to go ahead and sit down. I hope you had a good holiday. I did. I had a lot of fun. Got to go meet some of Baja's extended family. Got to sit in a DeLorean in real life, which was cool. Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies, so that was awesome. And yeah, I just thought we'd look at more rich bullshit and make fun of wealthy people for their terrible taste. Blackwing Hecate with 45-bit says, just stopping in to say hi, tiny lefties in my phone and our overlord eating Wendy's for dinner and then off to see The King's Man. I hope it's good. No more status quo, thanks for 4 months, says, have some money for your John Doyle magnum opus two-parter. Oh god, did he post some big video or something? MH Darkbeast with 50-bit says, happy Mega Moolah Monday, Hannah. I know you're a Blu-ray collector like I was. Speaking of expensive things, did you see the epic Ghostbusters set? It has a ton of new extras, including a rediscovered preview cut of the first film on a bonus disc. Interesting. Yeah, I've seen it. The thing is, I own the first two Ghostbusters movies on Blu-ray and 4K. Like, I couldn't justify buying this. It is cool though. I do like the cool box, but yeah, not something I'm gonna purchase. At least not anytime soon, unless someday I found it really cheap somewhere used or something. Let's see what else we have. Logarth with 50 bits says, before we start this, can we take a minute for some positive news? A furry bakery in Wyoming had their leased building sold out from underneath them with no warning. Between the local community and the furry community, they raised over $50,000 in 2 weeks to help them, since they had several people offer to help them with getting a down payment, so it's this huge story in the furry fandom right now. Feel-good story. Oh, that's nice. Oh, the account suspended for some reason. That's a shame, but that's cool. Seriously. Morok with 100 bits says, help, my father is acting like a petulant child. He just threw his phone across the room because it's not working, and now he's yelling at my mom because something he got out isn't where it's supposed to be. That just sounds like he's an abusive person. Call the police on him. I don't know what I don't know what to tell you. That's fucked up. That's incredibly fucked up. Card Shark 2, thanks for gifting 2 tier 1 subs. H Baird, thanks for 12 months. Happy anniversary. My hair both looks good and bad right now. Like, the waviness is good, but then my bangs are dog shit. Ugh, it is what it is. We're on a hype train. 61% to level 2. BD Kappa, thanks for 20 months. MW1642, thank you for 100 bits. 67% to level 2. Bittergrin with 100 bits. Siberian Winter says, hey Hannah, stuck at home with possible COVID exposure. On the bright side, I'm fully vaccinated and boosted, and my boss is paying me for missed work. That's good. Take it easy. Hope you're not sick. Cydosaurus with 50 bits says, have bits. Venture down into the snow for food, so I'm happier today. Roads weren't as bad as I thought. We'll have to leave the house later to buy Kratom, but oh well. Could use a walk. Cydosaurus says, scheduled my booster for the 7th. Huzzah. Good. I'm very glad. Gotta get mine scheduled. Bumble Homestead with 200 bits says, hi y'all. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to, well, I guess it's free anyway. I don't know if you gotta do anything. I'm switching insurances because I'm getting on Baja's insurance. So. Whoa! 80 Blue gifts 20 tier 1 subs to the community. An absolutely insane number of subs. Thank you. I'm sure everyone in the community appreciates it. Wow, 20 subs. That's insane. That brings us to 180% of level 5, so we killed the hype train, thanks to 80 Blue and everyone else who donated, so thank you very much. You keep the show going with all of your support, and I appreciate it, so we can come hang out and have fun and laugh together about, silly rich people shit, you know? So what do we got? The $500 million man, as I'm going to dub him, Niall Nyami, who, if you missed our first episode of Mega Rich Mondays last week, is a man who built a house, the house with the largest asking price in the United States, a house that he built on the top of a mountain in Bel Air, next to LA. And by the way, he had to demolish part of the mountain in order to build the house, so a real nice guy. He's absolutely insane. He filed bankruptcy last month to try and stop the house from going into receivership because he couldn't sell it for $500 million. Surprise. And not only do we have this video from a month ago where he explains the situation, and he's still delusional, though he doesn't seem like he's on cocaine in this video like he seemed he was in the last one. He's actually giving some sort of live presentation in just a little under 3 hours. I set a timer for it, so I'll know. Seems like he's going to give some sort of weird presentation in like 3 hours on this website, The One. He calls that house The One. So we'll try and check that out and see what crazy scheme he has in store for the viewers of that. We have a tour of the world's most expensive hotel room, a tour of a mega yacht, a tour of another mansion, a tour of the God plane. If you remember last week, Niall, the $500 million man, mentioned he wanted to buy the God plane. Someone sent me a video of a tour of the God plane so we can see what he was talking about. We have some more mansion tours, including Nikocado Avocado's house, which might be interesting to take a look at. So, got a lot of rich people to shame for their terrible taste and waste of money, labor, and resources, so it's gonna be a good one. Archangel 13579, thanks for 200 bits. H Baird says 100 bits, says this guy is going to pitch an MLM. I unironically think it sounds like he's probably going to pitch a business proposition, or like, I'll teach you how to also lose hundreds of millions of dollars, just pay for my business course type thing. Oh yeah, your brother did send a video, hold on. Pandanom14, thanks for 11 months, says almost a year streak. Love you, Hannah. Love you too. NFTs of the house. You are joking, but he already said that in last week's video. He wanted to sell NFTs of every square foot of the house. He still gets to live in the house, and you don't get to come into the house, but he'll sell you an NFT of 1 square foot of his $500 million house. Yeah. That's the kind of person this guy is. Hold on, let me pull up that video that was sent to me by Brohoplast and put it on the queue. Gotta get it in my YouTube history, then I can go to my YouTube history and get it. YouTube. History. Let's hope I haven't been watching anything weird on YouTube. There we go. So yeah, we're all set. Thanks for the hype train, everyone. Card Shark 2, again, thanks for gifting the sub. And yeah, I think we're ready to go. People always gift subs. No one ever gifts doms. I think I've made that joke before. Anyway, we might be able to do kitty cam if we move the kitty a little bit. I gotta scooch ya. I gotta scoot you so I can commodify how cute you are. Isn't that disgusting of me? Hold on, I'll turn the kitty cam on. Commodifying your pets so people on the internet will watch your stream. They don't have pets, or if they do, maybe they just want to see another pet. I don't know. There we go. There we go. There's the kitty. Is it worse to be self-aware about how disgusting it is to... No, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look. I guess we will start with catching up with the $500 million man himself, Niall Niami. This video is from about a month ago. This was, I believe, when the house was about to go into receivership. We watched in our previous video, he wanted to, and did build, a mansion that I believe he spent about $300 million building. About $180 million or so, I want to say. These are estimates based on things I've seen about it. He used of his own money because he flipped houses previously that he was able to sell. He put all his money into building this giant house that he wanted to sell for $500 million. He took about $100 million, it was between like 80 and 100 million, out in loans from various banks. Not a good idea. And built this house. Overall cost around $300 million. Wanted to flip it and sell it for $500 million, which would make it the most expensive house in the United States. Wasn't able to do so. So, the house was about to go into receivership, which is sort of like a foreclosure from what I understand. Basically, he wasn't making his mortgage payments, he wasn't making his payments to the banks. So, they were going to seize the asset, the house, put it up for sale for a lower asking price to try and recoup money for the investors. However, Niall, trying to thwart this attempt because he wants to turn it into an event venue that he thinks is going to change the world or something because he's delusional, he decided to block the receivership claim by filing bankruptcy. So he was able to file bankruptcy. I don't think it was a personal bankruptcy. I guess I'm assuming it's through whatever company he's building the house through. I assume he made a company, so he was limited in his liability, so he didn't have to file personal bankruptcy. Don't know for sure, though. Anyway, so he still has the house, and now he has bankruptcy protection for some period of time, and the banks are going to have to jump through hoops in order to get the house to sell it, and he is being obstinate. So let's see what he has to say about it about a month ago, shall we?
So as promised in the last video, if you haven't seen it, it's the video of the absolutely amazing mini The One of Niles. And today we're here with Niall, and he's going to explain to us some of the things that have been going on with The One, the biggest house in the urban world. And Niall, welcome back. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound like harsh or abrupt or anything, but there's been some rumors out there that the house has gone into foreclosure. The price is now 350 million instead of 500 million. What's going on? Tell us all about it.
I believe the loans that he had taken out, the interest itself had gone up to a total of around 120 million, something like that. Again, these are all rough estimates. I don't remember all the exact numbers. It's more money than you or I or any of us collectively in chat will ever see in our lives, so I don't feel bad for him even at all, especially considering how out of touch and delusional he is in these interviews. Yeah, he's just screwed, basically. There's no way he's making his money back on this house. He's effed. He's effed in the A.
So, you gotta understand the whole story of, it's not just a house, and it's not just a sale. And this is what some of the problems that I got into. I bought this house, this land in 2012, and I started developing it. And during that time, I was a very different person. I was married, and like everything in my life has changed.
So he's been married multiple times, because remember, in the original video we watched last week, which I highly recommend, if you're watching this but haven't seen that video, please go check out that video. It's on my YouTube channel or my Twitch page if it's within 3 months of the original stream. It's really, really interesting, and this guy is crazy delusional. You gotta see this house. It is the ugliest house I've ever seen. It's so uncomfortable and sterile and cold, and there's cameras at the urinals so you can watch dudes pee. It's super weird.
Changed completely.
Oh, also, speaking of which, he just said he was married in 2012 when he bought the land. He was also married in 2020 because, remember, in the first video he said he met a woman, got engaged, married her, and was divorced all within the span of 8 months in 2020. I guess lockdowns were different for all of us. But I get the feeling he's a bit of an impulsive person.
180% from losing all the money I had to pushing through and coming up with the craziest world-changing idea, like doing pay-per-view platform events at this house. And during the 12 years that I was building this house, I built a lot of other houses, and I never had any investors on this project. I always went from one bank to the next bank to the next bank, trying to get this thing made. And I also, from every single house that I built.
By the way, if you have to go to multiple banks in order to finance building your house, you probably don't have enough money to build a house. Stop doing that.
All the money from that previous house went to the one. So this is not just about like 12 years in one house. This is about 12 years of my life, and every single dollar that I've made in that 12-year period went to the one.
Okay, so there's a concept in investment that's like a high school level investment advice. You could learn this at like 16. If you're going to invest, there's this beautiful thing called diversification. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, because if that basket is a terrible house that no one wants, then you're just screwed. However, if he instead had taken that $300 million and built a bunch of smaller houses, even if some of them weren't selling, some of them probably would, and he'd be better off. You don't want to put everything you have in one thing, because if that thing fails, then you're screwed, right? This is why mutual funds are generally a pretty good thing if you're trying to like work towards retirement and you want to do investments, because a mutual fund is you and a bunch of other people collectively buying fractional shares basically in a big pool of a bunch of different companies. It's a lot safer than buying individual stocks. Although if you are going to buy individual stocks, which I don't necessarily recommend, it's a gamble, if you do that, then you want to make sure you diversify that as well, so if one stock goes down, you're not going to lose everything. It might even out with the other stuff.
When I started this, I was a totally different person as I am now, and I didn't think about the world. I didn't really care, to be honest. I cared about myself. And but living through all this, I completely changed.
Meek says, speaking of diversification, the ETF market did well today. Now you're speaking above my head. I don't know enough about investing to know what the fuck that means.
As a person, and
I know more, though, than to know that you shouldn't spend $300 million on one investment when that's all the money you have.
And then COVID hit, but the weird thing was, previous to COVID, all of my houses, like a year or 2 years before COVID, every one of my houses would sell. Every one of my houses would sell before we had the power on. Every one of my houses would sell. Everyone. Continually. Even though people would copy everything I did, everything would sell. And then all of a sudden, none of my houses would sell. Nothing. And that's what got me into this big problem, because, you know, when you're running $1 million a month mortgage payments and your houses aren't selling.
He was running... His mortgage was $1 million a month. Think about that. Imagine you have a mortgage, and every month you need $1 million to pay it. Do you know how much my mortgage payment is? I have no problem telling people this. Do you know how much my mortgage payment is, guys? Guess. People in chat, guess how much my mortgage payment is on the house that I bought. Chat, give me a number. Give me a number, throw it out there. Baja, you know how much my mortgage payment is. You can't guess. Yeah, it's around $550. It's a 1,300 square foot house. It's got an upstairs. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. $550 a month is my mortgage payment. And honestly, it's a decent sized house for like me and Baja if we were living there. We're not right now. I'm renting it out to my friend Alex because I'm living with Baja. But like I own that. I'm paying a mortgage on that house and he's renting it out. I can't imagine a mortgage payment where you have to every month pay more money than I have ever made in my entire life. It's disgusting.
You got a problem.
So what went wrong?
It's cheaper than your rent? Yeah, mortgages are usually cheaper than the rent, depending on the size of the house. Rent is a fucking scam, which is why, like, Alex, who I'm renting my house to, I'm only charging him break even plus a little for potential repairs. I'm not going to say exactly how much because that's not, you know, it's his rent payment. I don't think it's fair for me to say that out loud. But like I'm not making a profit on Alex's rent payment at all. Basically, it's just so someone is in that house and making sure it's not falling apart. I think people rent-seeking behavior is fucking gross.
What do you think caused this to happen?
Well, it's 2 things. One of them is it took forever to get the house built, and every day that you take to build a house is money.
So stop. Let's back up. So I know you said it took about 10 years to complete the project.
Yeah.
I'm a member of the Landlord class. Not quite, because the house I'm living in with Baja, we rent. And our rent here is more expensive than the rent I'm charging Alex. So I'm losing money overall in terms of, like, rent as a... or at least breaking even. So, yeah.
Had you predicted that it would be much quicker than that, or was that already, like, preset?
I didn't know, honestly, because, like, one of the reasons that it took so long is I had to stop. I had to stop because I had to go from bank to another bank, to another bank, and we stopped in between because we had a bank loan, we spent it, and we had to wait to refinance it with another bank. Or I would finish another house and I would sell that house, and then we'd have $10 million, we'd fund it into the one.
So let's talk about right now.
Yeah.
Joey is strong. Thanks for 200 bits.
What's the situation with the one?
Well, I got to give a kind of
I'm a bad landlord in the sense that I'm not sucking the blood out of my tenant in order to give them the privilege of living in a suitable accommodation. Yes, I'm a terrible landlord. Landlady.
quick backstory. So the backstory is one of the things that
Yeah, his business model is incredibly stupid. He's making little sales, taking the profits, and funneling it all into one project. It's awful. I don't know how he thought that would work. I don't know how banks agreed to give him money. Banks looked at that business proposal and were like, this looks good. Let's give this guy $80 million.
that came to me through other people or through a higher power was a real serious way to help change the world. And when I gave them my mission statement in your interview, like, that was serious. I mean, that was something I really want to do. And by having a house that has those kind of grounds post-COVID, you have one of the only spaces in the world that can do pay-per-view platform events. And
No, you're not. Why is he still obsessed with this idea of keeping the property and turning it into an event venue? You cannot have an event venue in a residential neighborhood in Bel Air. Your neighbors, and I looked this up afterward, by the way. He's already having issues with his neighbors. His neighbors in Bel Air, who are also rich assholes. They're also rich assholes. They don't like him. They already don't like the big house. They think it's ugly. They think it takes up too much space. They think it's dog shit, basically. And they don't like all the noise. His neighbors are not going to be okay with an event venue being next to their house. You can fuck over poor people all you want, and people don't generally care. I mean, the poor people care, but, you know, people in power don't care. But you start fucking with other millionaires and billionaires in Bel Air, you bet your ass they're coming for you. They're not going to let you build an event venue or host an event venue in your residential home. It's the height of delusional. Hydrate.
pay-per-view platform events at that house, like fights with Manny Pacquiao, fights with Floyd Mayweather, fights with big boxing names.
Tucker White with 40 bits says, so he keeps his house in bankruptcy while I'm stuck with my student loan debt if I did the same thing. Yep, basically.
Can
Everything's fucked. I don't know if you've noticed.
rain money down through the pay-per-view platform that we wanted to do, and combining it with the show and changing everybody's life by giving people 3-page contracts and putting the trust in them to account was all honest. So one of the reasons I got in this problem is because I fought forever. I didn't want to sell the house because I knew, and I still know today, that there is a higher purpose for that house.
Let me ask you a question. When you started out and you had this vision and you started to build the house, was it your intention to sell it, or was it your intention to do other things with it at that time?
Oh, absolutely, 100% it was to sell it. That's all. I didn't think about anything else other than selling the
Profit.
house.
You wanted profit.
That's it. That's
Okay.
it.
And
Boy, it's almost like the profit motive doesn't necessarily provide the best results. It's almost like when your only intent when doing something is to make money, you're going to make terrible decisions that aren't based on practicality or even desirability, but mostly upon how much money can I squeeze out of this stone. This guy's the dumbest rich guy I've ever seen.
what point did that change?
After COVID, I met someone that gave me the idea, and one of the problems is that throughout this period, as we were finishing the house, I must have been through 7 or 8 different groups that were going to resolve everything for me. And when I say resolve everything, they were going to give me enough money to buy out the partners happily, where they would be extremely excited about the deal. They were going to pay off the banks, and we were going to pay off.
That's funny, too, because he just said he didn't have investors. He only went to banks, but now he's saying there were partners. Is he trying to get around it by saying, I didn't have investors. I had partners who gave me money to invest. Those sound like the same thing. Tucker White says, how bad must you be to make me empathize with fucking... I don't know what that word means. I don't want to say words that I don't know what they mean.
Of everybody, and then that house is going to be used for pay-per-view platform events, for creating a token, for cyber currency, to be used for a show. It was.
Oh, not in my backyarders. Gotcha.
And it still is. That still is my goal.
But where are we today? I mean, that is what everybody really wants to know.
I'll tell you where we are today.
Where are we today?
This is going to go one of two ways. Either I was a fool.
Ding, 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 ding. It's that one, genius.
And I spent 11 years of my life to build this, originally only thinking about myself, and then thinking about how this house can be the beacon of hope for the world to change.
What does that even mean? It's a big rich guy house. It just makes... The only way this will be a beacon to the world is if it's the final straw that makes the working class go, holy shit, we live in a two-tiered system or a multi-tiered system where we are treated like dog shit, where people like this are given every opportunity to not only succeed, but fail upwards and have no consequences for their disgusting, selfish failures. And then they go and they literally destroy his house, eat the rich, and reorganize society. That is the only scenario in which he provides a benefit to the world via this ungodly, disgusting mega mansion. Cydosaurus says, my computer just threw a massive temper tantrum, but it's probably still more mature than this gigantic baby.
And
I don't think that's fair. I don't think I've ever seen a baby take a $500 million shit like this guy.
And it's going to go one of two ways. Right now, as we stand here today, the house has been put in with a receiver from Hankey Capital because Hankey hasn't been paid his mortgage payments, and he's going to sell the house, and hopefully we sell the house for top dollar, and everybody makes their money and their profit.
Again, he declared bankruptcy soon after this to try and keep it from getting sold in the receivership.
That is not my goal, and it still is not my goal, because my goal is to do these pay-per-view platform events. So I have someone who has become a very, very good friend of mine, and I trust this guy with my life. And
he's being catfished by an investor. Spoilers.
the strange thing is, I've never met him before.
Felix Night Owl says, this guy reminds me of that one rich guy that used to be a kickboxer and is now a huge asshole pimp and slips into a British accent randomly. Forgot his name. This guy is the dumb version of him. Tate. Andrew Tate. What does that mean, sold in receivership? Basically, he missed enough of his mortgage payments that it went into, like, basically foreclosure, and the person who loaned him money takes the house and then sells it to recover their the loan balance.
Other than on FaceTime calls. And he is a terrific person. But one of the issues is he's promised me over and over and over and over and over and over and over that he is wiring the money. And that's why I've gotten into this rut, because he promised me for 3 months now. When we went on your last show, I was promised, as you know, this monetization fund that I called the God Fund was going to come in, and it was going to monetize, and it was going to take care of everything, including these pay-per-view events and going out and helping everybody that I possibly could that deserves it in the world. But it never happened, and it never happened, and it never happened.
They're already banned MH Dark Beast. That doesn't stop them from direct messaging people. Hydrate. Bittergrin with 100 bits. You gotta block them if they message you. Bittergrin says with 100 bits, so I get that house is huge for a house, but it's still like 1/10 of the square footage of the average arena. Why would boxing promoters want to do anything in this shitty house? They wouldn't. It's completely delusional. He's just trying to come up with any justification for what he could do with his house to make money. Tucker White says this is entering Nigerian prince territory. Yeah, he's clearly falling for absolute scammers, too. It's hilarious.
And it never happened, it never happened.
But you still think it will?
I believe in my heart it will. And I received word from him yesterday that the money is being sent next week. So
So would it be fair to say anybody watching this right now might say you're being foolish by believing this and not moving on to another remedy?
well, I think because I have been down the path with so many different groups, I don't think at this stage in life there is another remedy other than if somebody watching your show comes in and says, hey, we're going to give you $200 million and help solve this, and we're going to come.
I want to interview this guy so bad, because this interviewer is so nice to him, and he's another rich guy that just kind of like gives softball questions and like wants to laud him for wasting hundreds of millions of dollars on that giant piece of shit. Someone needs to talk to this guy and be like, do you know how out of touch you are? Do you understand that you are a crazy person with more money than sense and you need to be stopped? I don't think he would talk to me, unfortunately, but maybe I'll try and find some contact info and see if we can see if we can set something up.
Come in as your partner. I don't know any other remedy. I can tell you, you know, it was a big risk going on a YouTube channel, but it worked out unbelievably. And I have received DMs from rabbis. I have received DMs from pastors of churches that want to meet with me.
You and Jake interview him? No. I would not want Jake on that call. Jake is my friend, but I would not want his temperament anywhere near that call.
Received DMs from hundreds of people that need help. And
Hats off. Okay, I gotta wear some silly thing. What about this denim hat? Denim hat? How's that?
and hundreds of people wanting to know what's the update.
Tell him I'm an investor. See, in the business, that's what we like to call fraud. I'd rather not commit fraud.
So I will never, ever stop until the last day. If it sells, I hope I get my money back because it was 11 years of my life.
Do Jake and I still talk? Yeah, all the time. We do the D&D thing every week. We're still friends. We just haven't worked together in quite a while.
And all of my other houses. But I hope that there is a resolve, a positive resolve, that is going to include buying out the partners, paying the banks, and doing what I think was meant for this house in the first place, which is having it be the beacon of hope and having it really help the world. And that.
Do you think he's so delusional he actually thinks people view, like, mega mansions as beacons of hope and not disgusting shrines to, like, our imbalanced and broken economic system? Or is he just saying that, like, for marketing purposes? I really can't tell.
That has been my mission statement since the last interview I had with you, and it is still my mission statement. And I have never given up, and I will never give up until the very, very end. But
which is totally admirable. My hat is off to you for that. But again, looking at the worst case scenario, and let's say the house does sell,
yes.
What type of price do you think it will realistically bring?
I have no idea.
In today's market?
I have no idea. Listen, well, you say in today's market. Today's market's unbelievable. This is the best market we've had ever. I've never seen stuff selling like it is now, so I don't know. I don't know because there is a receiver.
That's the weird thing. Right now, the housing market is crazy. My house has gone up in value like, let me think. My house went up in value like $19,000 in the last year, and I don't know what market factors are happening that's causing that. But things are really inflated right now, and I don't know why. It's at the point where I've only been paying my mortgage for 5 years, but, like, the prices are so inflated that if I actually sold my house for the price that the estimates are at, I would make a profit. And I've only been paying my mortgage for, like, 3 years. 3 or 4, maybe 5. I don't know the exact amount of time. It's very bizarre. I don't want to do that because I want to continue building equity in it, but I don't know. Not to mention, I'm afraid if I sell the house now, I'll never get a chance to buy a house again because, you know, millennial. Logarth says, Pawn Stars guy, best I can offer you is $50 million for the land, but I know a guy that might be able to salvage the materials for more.
Involved in this.
Do you think it could be the 500 million?
I don't know. I think that if it's 200 million or if it's 500 million, I think it would be a horrible travesty, because this house could change hundreds of thousands of people's lives. This house could make me very rich, because, listen, I'm not one to say I'm going to sell everything and go out and give everything I have away. I've worked my butt off for this, and
Did you? Because it sounds like you just scammed a bunch of banks into giving you money irresponsibly, spent it on a big, ugly house, and then lost all the investors' money? So it doesn't seem like you've really done anything other than be a bumbler who fucked everyone over for the last 12 years, including yourself.
I deserve this. I'm an unbelievable.
What do you deserve? You deserve to fucking fail. You failed. You made terrible business decisions. You're the one who's a capitalist. Aren't you supposed to think that the market determines who gets what? No one deserves anything. What are you talking about under the system that you believe in? No one deserves anything. You are a failure. You suck at your job. You're done.
Unbelievable human being, and I deserve to have this house.
He is an unbelievable human being. He just said those words. I want to vomit into this fucking denim hat. Hawthorne723 says, this guy is Peter if he had money. I got this hat for Christmas. It actually fits pretty well. Tucker White says, unless this house comes stocked with blackjack and hookers, it's not worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Hydrate. Okay.
And do what I want with it. I deserve it. And I'm never going to give up on that. But I've learned something along the way that has kept me focused, and that is maktub, which means it's already written. Everything's already written. You can do nothing about whatever is going to happen, and you just have to go with it and do your best, and that's what I have come up with. That
your best is not good enough. You are incompetent at your job, sir. Overthought with 45-bit says, me to this guy.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
We need more Gene Wilder in this stream.
mentality now, and that's what I live by, that it is already written by the hand, and whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And I have unbelievable, earth-shattering announcements to make. I really do. I really do. And I'm going to tell you just one to give you an idea on the show right now. And then we'll go on to future shows where I will talk about it after we know what happened with this. But
so just to interrupt you, so these, or this specific idea that you're going to talk about now is going to happen regardless of whether the one sells or doesn't sell?
I hope. My entire being is the one. And I don't mean the one house. I mean the one brand, the one
Your shitty house is not a brand.
franchise. Everything I'm working on is the one. And no matter what happens, I have incredible, earth-shattering, life-changing news to give people.
Again, like I said, he's doing that announcement in 2 hours and 20 minutes. We'll try and catch at least the beginning of it and see what snake oil he has to sell. In that.
So tell us this one thing.
Okay,
that you want
so
to tell
here's
us.
one. Here's one. Okay, I wanted to make the announcement when I was able to say everything's solved and this is what we're going to be doing. I'm not able to do that, so as I said, maktub, everything's already written.
Is it best not to say anything now and
No,
just hold
this
it
is
back?
just one. This is just one small thing to tell you.
Okay.
We have, with some partners, we are starting our own bank.
This is the guy I trust to handle my money. You know, it's super easy to start a bank. You know how it is. You just put up a sign that says bank. You put a dollar sign on it, and people give you money, and you hold it, and then if they want it, you give it back. It's how hard could that be? It's a bank.
Our own bank that we can take in depositors, but it's a very special bank, and it is.
Is it gonna be the one coin? Oh God, I bet his announcement later is gonna have something to do with cryptocurrency or NFTs.
Is called the One International Bank, and when you deposit into our bank, you get the first ever. I want to polish it up because
This is ridiculous, what he's about to show. Logarth with 150 bits says, fun fact, a local family of developers did something like this. They would buy property, then a family member in the banking system would overappraise for the loan, so they would get hundreds of millions for a 10 million hotel project. They did get busted and like 8 people went to jail for bank fraud. A project they were doing was in my hometown, and when they got busted and this half-built hotel rotted for like 10 years before someone salvaged the property and built a hotel. Why are people like this? MH Darkbeast says, I hope when people take the house to eat the rich, they poop on the shitty white carpeted floors and smear it on the warm walls. I don't even think that's a good idea. Turn it into a museum and just show people how disgusting our system allowed income inequality to get.
it's really cool. It was designed by me, and every depositor will get this, a 24 karat gold Visa with a real diamond.
Yeah, that'll solve all your problems. Go ahead and give people a solid gold or gold-plated Visa with a diamond in it. I hate these people. I really, 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 really do. Jamie Lynn 46 says, I hate this guy. How many homeless people could he have helped with that money? How many recovering addicts and people of domestic violence could he have helped with that money? He disgusts me. I know. It's terrible. No, the raid is from the person who keeps making accounts. It's not a real raid. I don't know why this person keeps doing it, because honestly, I don't know if they think they're annoying me, but I just find it funny that the spam filter keeps catching them. So whatever. If they want to waste their time, that's fine. This is my job. I'm making money right now. If they want to waste their time for free and make me laugh while I work, more power to them.
Oh, that's amazing, may I? That is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I should probably show it to this camera. I'm not sure if that's...
Tilted forwards. There you go.
So that's kind of the level of stuff that I'm trying to do, along with all of the things that help the world. So this is one that, and I have something very, very special attached to this announcement.
Joey is strong. Thanks for 200 bits.
We're not going to.
So let me just ask you some question about this.
Yeah.
The bank is going to be like a regular bank where you deposit money, or is this crypto, or what is it?
It's
This is even stupider when he explains what the bank is. Like, why do they have why do they have a gold-plated card when this is what the bank is? Listen.
it's an investment bank, so it's for CD deposits mainly. It's more of a depository bank rather than an active bank where you have ATMs and things like that.
So this will be FDIC insured, and
Yes.
nobody has to worry about...
Cydosaurus with 50 bits says, I still don't hear anything about how he's supposed to be going to be helping the world. How exactly? I don't know. I still don't know how he thinks he's helping people.
Losing their money, it's a very secure investment.
It's a bank that we're negotiating, purchasing right now that has a Fed wire number, which is super rare. We have the bank. It's a U.S.-based bank. And, but again, this idea is linked to the money coming in.
The card is gorgeous, I have to tell you.
Gorgeous, yeah. Like,
Puts my black card to shame.
yeah, well, I hope, and the other interesting thing about this is all of the cards are going to be numbered. So this is one of one up here. So
See it?
I hope that on the show, I could give you one of the early numbered cards to show we've made it and this bank's open.
I'd like number 8.
Number 8?
It's my birthday.
Okay. I was going to say 27, but we're not going to talk about that yet. So
8 for me.
8 for you. You got it.
Well, that's brilliant. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that.
Yeah, thank you.
That sensational looking card, and
Thank you.
I think the concept.
By the way, he said that the bank is an investment bank. Basically, you deposit CDs in the bank. If you don't know what a CD is, you can get this at normal banks too. Deposit CDs. CDs are longer term investments. So normally you go to a bank, and if you open a regular savings account, you get very, very low interest yields. You get very low interest rates on your general savings account. And that's because you can pull the money out at any time. So if I put $500 in a savings account, it's going to sit in that account. It'll accrue interest very slowly. Not even worth it, basically. Excuse me. But there are these things called CDs with banks. I know this because my mom was a manager of a bank for years. CDs are longer term investments, and they vary in terms of their length. But you basically say to the bank, and the bank makes an agreement with you that you say, I'm depositing X amount of money. It's usually higher yield. Hold on. Hydrate. Okay. So you deposit money. It's usually in the thousands. I think they can be lower, but usually the more money you're putting in, the longer length the CD will run for, to my knowledge. And you say, like, I'm putting $10,000 in this CD, and I can't touch this money for a year, or 2 years, or 3 years, but the interest yield will be higher. So the bank will give you a better interest rate with the knowledge that they will hold on to that money and invest it for a longer period of time without the risk that you are going to pull that money out at any time. So it's not like an account. This is what confuses me about the card thing. It's not like a checking account that you can go and pay for things with. So why is there even a debit card associated with the bank if you're only dealing in investments and CDs? You don't pull money out of a CD until it's matured. It's not a checking account. It's an investment. The card basically feels like something they give to you so you can go to parties and be like, have you seen my gold-plated Visa MasterCard? Just makes you look like a douche.
Which is great.
Thank you.
So Niall, thank you.
CD rates are still super low, like 1%. They're higher than general savings accounts, though. And I think the more money you put in, the higher yield you get on your investment. But that's typical, I think, of pretty much all investments like that. If you get a higher amount of money in as the start funds, they'll give you a better deal on the interest.
Is there anything else at all you want to say?
I just want to say to
Darlin Dr. Lambchop says he's offering a credit card. Reminds me of that guy who founded the Fire Festival. Didn't he try to start a credit card thing before that? Yes. Magnesis was a card company. It was a scam. Logarth with 50 bits says, wait till the Fed raises the interest rate this year. CDs will be a smart investment again pretty soon. Yeah, I've heard rumors that they're going to do that.
To everybody
They're trying to quell inflation.
out there, I can't answer all the DMs. I can't answer everybody, but just I want everyone to know that I am trying. I'm not giving up. I'm doing everything that I can in my power to make sure that MockTube has written this to be a positive ending for me.
Investment banks don't concentrate on CDs. Mostly they do mutual funds and other investment. I know. I'm just saying it and explaining it because he expressly said that they're going to do CDs. That was the example he gave for the bank. Not me. He said it. I'm just extrapolating and explaining what that means to people who might not know.
And I am very sure that this new partner, the money will come in next week. And if it does, you will be the first to know. We will do another interview. And at that time, we'll say and tell everybody that it's solved and how we're going to move forward into the future and what the earth-changing new ideas that are coming next.
Well, we all wish you the very, very best of luck. You've put in a massive amount of work and energy and creativity into everything that
How old is this? A month. This is a month old.
you've built. We're all wishing you well. We thank you for telling everyone. And guys, I hope you enjoy.
That troll person isn't messaging me. They're DMing everyone else, but they're too big of a bitch to actually talk to me. That's typical.
Our talk with Niall. Make sure you follow him. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button. We're in it to win it. Niall's going to win it. We're all going to win it. See ya.
Interesting guy. Yeah, I find Niall, the $500 million man, to be just the absolutely most fascinating person. I don't know why. He's so delusional, and he's so emblematic of, like, the rich, out-of-touch idiot. He's a perfect illustration of the amount of money in your bank account. Your net worth is not necessarily indicative of your intelligence, although I guess for him now it is, because I'm pretty sure his net worth is about to be negative. So, anyway, let's move on. What do we want to do first? Let's see, we still have 2 hours until Niall does his live stream that we're going to take a look at, so we have a couple hours to fill. Let's take a look at the world's most expensive hotel room. $100,000 a night. Now, as opposed to the previous thing we looked at, which is the most expensive house in the United States, at least selling price, asking price, I should say. That's at least an asset, right? You buy a house, you own it as an asset, it can be used for collateral, it can be used to live in, whatever. It's ridiculous and opulent, but at least you can kind of understand where people are coming from. This isn't that. This is a Brewster's Millions situation. Is my audience old enough to get a Brewster's Millions reference? Watch a movie from before the year 2000. It'll do you good. Anyway, this is a Brewster's Millions situation in that this room costs you $100,000 a night. You have to be obscenely rich in order to stay here. However, at the end of your purchase, it's not even like you're getting any assets. It's just staying in a hotel room that costs $100,000 a night. So let's see what you get when you don't really get anything at all for $100,000, shall we?
This is a hotel room. And not just any hotel room, but rather the most expensive hotel room on the planet at a cost of $100,000 per night. You could buy a nice house in Phoenix, or you could stay here for a week.
To be clear, my house cost, and in fairness, I am in an area where I bought the house, is an area with low real estate value, which I actually don't mind necessarily. I like having a decent house. Like I said earlier, it's like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. There's an upstairs, there's a basement, main floor. It's all good. There's like 2 living rooms. There's a front room that's sort of a sitting room, and then there's a back room that's the main living room. I love that house. $69,000. That house cost me $69,000. This hotel room is like $31,000 more per night than my house will cost over the span of 30 years, not including, of course, the interest from the mortgage. Bittergrin with 100 bits says, you could not buy a nice house in Phoenix for that. My house is appraised at $240,000. It is only 1,100 square feet. Yeah, my house is about 1,300 square feet, and it was $69,000. So, in fairness, housing prices are up right now, so it's going for somewhere in the 80,000s in terms of like the Zillow estimate, but you know. Color by Emmy says, tours of exorbitantly expensive property should be given by someone in cargo shorts. Only given. I agree. The pockets are such a mystery. You could fit so many things in there.
It's located here in the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas.
But I did. Oh yeah, Jake has a. Does anyone want to buy my house? It's right down the street from Jake's. We live on the same. We lived or own houses on the exact same street within walking distance of each other. So if anyone is a stalker of actual Jake on Twitch and would like to buy my house to stalk him, I am charging the low price of $200,000. Taylor Latte Boy says, Hannah, you're so smart. I always learn a lot from your commentary. It makes me feel a little dumb, but hey, we can't all be Hannahs. I am not smart. I just know words. I use words good. I am not smart. Me dumb. Me no smart. Me no big words. Me do words good.
Vegas, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of it. I've borrowed this room courtesy of Vegas.com, which is...
Oh, it's incredibly ugly too. Good. That's my favorite kind of rich people shit. When it's incredibly ugly.
your one-stop shop for your Vegas vacation, letting you bundle your flights and your hotel rooms and your activities and shows. But back to the hotel room.
Oh God. Look at the billiard table. Okay, I don't necessarily hate the actual, like, upholstery on the billiard table. That's kind of fun. Clashes terribly with everything else in the room. Why is the room styled white, except for the accents that are like clown colors? It looks awful. Pick one or the other. Logarth says, a group of suspiciously wealthy furries rented this place for a weekend for a limited invite furry con called King Elliot's Events. You had to be in a Discord that required you to prove that you have over 100,000 in the bank to be able to join. There are pics of like 15 furries in that balcony pool and fursuit heads, but I can't post it here because it's just fursuit heads. Oh God, rich furries. Freaking Out says, eventually you'll be able to say your wife is a doctor like Ben Shapiro. That's true.
This is called the Empathy Suite, and it's basically a 2-story mansion in the sky. It's effectively an all-new room as part of a nearly 700
If you ever think you need a 2-story hotel room, no you don't. Fuck off.
$1 million renovation of the Palms, and this.
Every single person that actually agrees to pay $100,000 a night for this room should immediately be taken to a room that's just like one of those Japanese like hotels where it's just like a slot in the wall with a bed that you sleep in. I think that's what they deserve, frankly.
Is the crown jewel.
I know, calling it the Empathy Suite is incredibly ironic and hurts me inside.
The ultimate hotel room in Vegas, probably the most expensive hotel room on the planet. And today, I'm going to take you on a tour of it. Now, eagle-eyed viewers may point out that I don't normally review...
I don't mean to be this person. Like, if you live in Vegas, nothing against you. But the Vegas skyline is one of the ugliest metropolitan skylines I think I've ever seen in my life. Look at it. Oh, it's so ugly.
Hotel rooms, but I did review a few houses last year, and ever since then people have been asking me, begging me for more property tours. So I figured, why not come out to Vegas and review a hotel room that costs $100,000 a night?
It's not even just the tackiness either. I know you said, yeah, Vegas is tack, but like in the distance you can see the Luxor and some of the other hotels. The Luxor isn't too bad, but you know, there's no... What's the word I'm thinking of? There's no cohesiveness in the designs of any of the hotels, so it all just looks like shit. And then when you're in this hotel room, you're just looking down on all these, like, small buildings with, you know, units on the roof. I assume they're, like, AC vents or something, because it's, you know, in Nevada and it's really hot. Like, it just looks so ugly. Why would you spend so much money on this room and this is your view?
Seems reasonable enough. So... let's get started with the tour.
Don't you dare shit talk Detroit. It's the Paris of the Midwest, damn it. It's a thing people used to say.
Now, I'm standing here in the entry of the Empathy Suite, and a few things to go over. For one thing, it's about 9,000 square feet, and yet it only has 2 bedrooms. I'll explain why in a minute. Now, like I mentioned, this is a 2-story hotel room on the 34th and 35th floors of the Palms, making this the highest hotel room you can get in this building. Before I show you around this room, let's talk pricing. Yes, $100,000 a night with a 2-night minimum. And you don't just go on the Palms website and book this room.
Okay, I'll take a lot You can shit talk Detroit for a lot of things. If you shit talk Detroit style pizza, I'm gonna throw some hands. Detroit style pizza is effing delicious, okay? I'll take a Detroit style pizza over a Chicago deep dish fucking casserole any day, okay? At least Detroit style pizza is actual fucking pizza.
You have to apply. And then they do their due diligence to make sure you can actually afford it.
Describe Detroit style. I'll do you one better. I'll show you a picture. Detroit style. Oops. Detroit style pizza. Detroit style pizza is this. It's like a square, crispy pizza. You bake it in like a deep pan, so like the sides and the crust gets really crispy. And you put toppings on it. It's got a really thick crust. It's quite good. Honestly, I know I'm making a joke here, but like I enjoy it a lot. My favorite pizza is probably just regular, like New York style pizza, but Detroit style is a close second. Chicago's a third, I'd have to say. Yeah, it's pretty good. Oopsie, wrong one.
The other way to get in here is if you have a $1 million line of credit with the Palms.
Hawthorne with 100 bits says, when I look for a hotel room, I'm going with the attitude I need it to be clean, have a bed, and be dry. If I need a hotel, it's only going to be to sleep in, so my money is spent on activities. I don't really care what the room looks like. I pretty much agree. One time I did get like a hotel, but the destination was the hotel. It was like a hotel resort that had like a water park in it, and they had other activities to do, and like an arcade in there, and the room had like a whirlpool tub and all sorts of stuff. But that's a different thing. That, you know, the hotel was the destination in that case, and it was fun. But yeah, if I'm just going somewhere and just need a place to stay, I don't really care what the room looks like as long as it's clean. Hi, Drake. RMG with 635 bits says, in college, I worked a job at home at a boat shop, spent 2 weeks repairing a hedge fund manager's racing sailboat. When the owner and I started talking about rich people, he pointed to the back of the shop at a 180-foot mast for a yacht. He said a guy dropped it off 5 years earlier for repairs, and when he tried to contact the owner, the guy said he just lost interest in sailing. I always remember that when I think about how oblivious the rich are. It's disgusting. This is why people shouldn't have... Again, I'm not even saying people can't accrue some wealth. Like, I'm not as far left as a lot of other people on, you know, political Twitch. I'm not saying no one can have more money than anyone else. However, there's clearly a line where someone has too much money and it becomes basically an addiction and they're doing nothing but becoming a leech on society. And that's not cool.
Then they give you the room as a perk. Now, some other perks that they give you, you have a 24-hour butler who is on call for the duration of your stay. And you also have,
God forbid you actually do anything yourself during your vacation,
a chauffeured car service, among many other things. But as I stand here in this entryway, you're probably thinking, it looks kind of dull, until you look over there. And then you see some sharks. The sharks are there because
oh, please don't be real taxidermied sharks.
as their art from the world-famous artist Damien Hirst, who designed 6 individual pieces for just this hotel room, including these sharks, which are called winner-loser. Rather interesting thing to see right when you walk into a hotel room. But anyway, you walk into the empathy suite and turn to your left, and then you see a medicine cabinet, which seems oddly placed until you discover that it too is a piece of art from
Bitch, I just need aspirin. How is this art? What? It's a medicine cabinet. What? I need to start selling art to rich people. Holy shit. Guys, have you seen my new piece of art? It's called Sleeping Kitty. $2 million. You don't actually get to take the cat. You just get a picture of the cat sleeping.
Damien Hirst. This one is called Vegas. And the Damien Hirst theme continues throughout the room, specifically with butterflies and medicine or pills. Keep that in your mind as I'm showing you around, because there are a lot of rather interesting...
Can you get it as an NFT? Yes, I will sell the kitties as NFTs. Taylor Latte Boy says, I just watched Tickled last night. A rich person funded a global competitive tickling ring and harassed and blackmailed people with money and power to take advantage of people just to get tickle videos. Rich people can be nuts. I highly recommend that documentary. It's fascinating. Sky Comet Fallen says, it has Klonopin in it, 100%.
Interesting Easter eggs related to those items. And there's more art worth noting right off the bat. For instance, above the bar, you have these marlins in these glass cases, which is a really cool look you can see from a lot of different parts of the room. Although my personal favorite art piece is next to the dining room table. It's this wall of pills called money. You can see there's just pills and more pills, and it's a rather striking look, but it's one that I find rather amusing and interesting, and certainly worth checking out. But let's go back to the bar. And yes, this hotel room has a bar. And I can tell you right now that your hotel room doesn't. But take a look at the top of this bar. It's medical waste. These aren't used medical supplies, to be clear, but you do have these medical gloves and pill wrappers and
It's the ugliest thing ever. This isn't this is the issue, guys. Pyromancer with 45-bit says, well, that's one way to recycle. Do you know how much they probably charged for this ugly bar? It's seriously, like, you get so rich that, like, nice things that actually take time and quality are no longer interesting because you have access to as much as you could possibly want. So you literally have to start paying people to bring you trash, but with, like, some story attached. The artist would probably be like, yes, this is a comment on the medical industry in the United States or something. It's literally a pile of trash they put in a bar that they probably sold for $5 million because some rich asshole got convinced it meant something, because their whole life is so devoid of meaning that they need to find it and buy it from other people because they're incapable of connecting with other human beings on a normal level because they're so divorced from reality because of their immense wealth. Sometimes I just start a sentence and it just goes, and I don't know what I'm saying. Bittergrin with 50 bits says, I'm almost wondering if the artist wasn't just fucking around with the hotel now. Vortigo on date 41, thanks for 5 months, says, finally caught alive. Glad you could make it.
Tubes all throughout the top of this bar. There's even a syringe or two in here. The people at the Palms told me it's a rather controversial piece, but I think it certainly looks interesting and more exciting than just your standard bar. Not that you would mistake this for your standard...
Stop pretending ugly things rich people buy aren't ugly challenge. Just because it cost a bunch of money because an idiot bought it doesn't mean you have to pretend it isn't ugly.
Bar because it has 13 seats in a hotel room. And as you can see, each of the seats has a little pill on the back, again continuing the theme. Of course, in this bar, you also have a sink. You have a built-in ice maker, which I love ice. I think that's a fantastic feature. And you have all the accoutrements you'd expect from a fully stocked bar. Just happens to be in your hotel room. And next up...
Look at this gaudy rich people shit Logan Paul posted today. Oh, Lord. He epoxied. Sorry, that's loud.
Another item, when you come behind the bar, you can see there's an iPad here mounted on this little pedestal. And why would you have an iPad in a bar? And that's because this controls basically all of the comfort and convenience and tech equipment in this hotel room.
Yeah, my phone can do that too. Everyone has Bluetooth devices these days. I don't think you need a specialty tablet for it. H-Baird with 45-bit says, the art in this room is part of a long-term plan to make billionaire space programs look good.
I'm gonna go over a few of the highlights. One is that this room has 5 different climate zones. There's different climate zones in the bedrooms, different areas of the room, 5 total different temperatures you can have as you walk through here, which is more than most people have in their homes. And of course, the crazy doesn't stop there. You can use this iPad to close the curtains. A little too bright in here for you? Just go into the curtains menu on your iPad and they will all close automatically. You don't have to press a button or point a remote at something. Just do it on your iPad. And of course, you can also use the iPad to reopen all of the curtains.
It was always such a pain in the ass to do this. Now, with the power of technology and having too much money, I can just push a button on a tablet and not have to move my arms.
All automatically, so you don't ever have to lift a finger except to tap your iPad screen. And here's another great feature of this iPad. When you stay in a hotel, you want to put the do not disturb sign up or request housekeeping, there's a little hang tag you put on your door. In this room, you can select it through the iPad. You don't have to walk all the way to the door and put a little placard there. Instead, just tap a button and it turns on a little panel outside the door, letting housekeeping know that you're not to be disturbed or that you want housekeeping. Pretty cool. And by the way, it's worth noting that this iPad is not unique to behind the bar. There are iPads like this all throughout this room. I think there's 5 or 6 of them.
Why? Just make an app that they can have on their phone or something, or just let them connect to things with their Bluetooth. What?
So no matter where you are, you have easy access to close the curtains or request housekeeping or basically anything else. And next up, moving away from the bar, we walk now towards the living area, or one of them, and the dining room table, and here in the kitchen. Now the kitchen is over here in a corner, probably not gonna be doing much cooking or food prep while you're staying in this room, but it is here, and there's a nifty little feature. You can access the kitchen like I just did by walking through the room, but if you have like a caterer coming over to make food, you don't want them to walk through your party, so right when you enter the room, there's a little hidden door.
We can't have the people making us our food be seen in our party. We're paying them to feed us, not be seen. Good Lord.
On the side, that's your butler's entry to the kitchen, and they can just come right through here, access the kitchen, and they won't have to disturb the guests by doing so. That is a pretty cool quirk. And next up, let's move back into the living area for one of the great seating areas of all time. Now, I say that in part because of this view. You look out over the strip, you can see all the other casinos, mountains in the distance, a gorgeous place to be. But to me, the more interesting view is in here because you have the world's longest couch. Now, I don't know if this is actually the world's longest couch, but it's gotta be in the running. It kind of snakes all the way around the room, clearly custom designed for it. I counted, and you could get 30 people on here comfortably with enough room to kind of move around. You could probably get 60 people on here if you cram them all together. Not too often you see a 60-person couch.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a reason for that. Weird.
But that's the situation in the empathy suite. So what do all these people do when they're sitting on their giant couch? Well, the answer is they can watch TV if they want to, of course. You can see there's a TV.
H-Baird says, if I were rich, I'm pretty sure I'd be freaked out about secret entrances to my hotel room.
Here facing like maybe a third of the couch. But just in case you feel like you're being left out from the TV experience, don't worry. Go along the back of the TV and you can see it's double-sided, and there's speakers on both sides. So if you're sitting at the bar, you can watch the TV, and if you're sitting on the couch, you can watch the TV, which is a pretty cool situation if, for instance, you're having a Super Bowl party at $100,000 a night. Not that that is the only sitting room. Walk all the way across the lower floor of the empathy suite past the bar, and you get over to the second sitting room, which is a little bit smaller, but it still has all of the same magical touches, including the wonderful view. More importantly, though, it has these swings, which are nice and fluffy. There are 4 of them. So if you get tired of sitting in your sitting area, you can come over here, sit in your sitting area, and swing. Now, moving on from your swinging sitting area, you can come over here and you have yet another living room with yet another television. You can start to see how this place ends up at 9,000 square feet with only 2 bedrooms. The whole point of a place like this is you use this space to hang out, have a party, be with your friends, whatever. You don't exactly need 7 bedrooms in here, but apparently you need many, many seating and relaxation areas. And next up, moving on from that second living area, you come behind another wall with a giant television and you enter what I'm calling the game area, because you have some games in here. For one thing, you have like a psychedelic pool table, a multicolored pool table, not like any you've probably ever played on before. I'm not sure how all the lines on the table would affect lining up your shots, but it would certainly be interesting to play here. Over on the other side of the room, you have a foosball table, which is also rather interesting because it's glass. I've never seen a foosball table that looks like this before, but maybe this is what foosball tables look like for rich people. And speaking of interesting looking games, back in the sitting room there's a chess set with square pieces. Doesn't look very practical, but it certainly looks cool, kind of in keeping with the theme of the other cool looking games. And next up, you leave the game room, come over to the side, there's a little door, but before you open it, take a look at the wallpaper in this room. You can see some subtle butterflies in here. Like I told you, there are a lot of little butterfly and pill-related Easter eggs throughout this room. You've probably already seen some, and that's another. But anyway, open up this door and you enter the bathroom that I'm sitting in, which is gigantic. I've stayed in hotel rooms that are smaller than this bathroom, but this is just a half bath. There's not even a shower or a tub in here. This is just a bathroom with a toilet and a bench, which is just insane. And as you can see, there are pills all over the wallpaper too, again, kind of in keeping with the theme. By the way, the toilet in here is one of these Japanese style high-tech.
The atheist brony with 300 bits says, where's Robespierre when we need him? I think he kind of lost his head. I don't know if he's gonna be any help.
Toilets, you can walk up to it, it will sense your presence and automatically open, and you have a whole litany of different controls and features you can use, going well beyond.
This is so ugly. For wallpaper, just lists of medications. Oh god.
Just flush, which is all that my toilet can do. But who has time for pool or foosball or bathroom?
Why would you need a bench in the bathroom? So people can wait their turn to snort your coke.
Really, when you have this balcony. Come out from the bar and from the living areas, open the door, and you can see this is the coolest balcony I have ever seen. The coolest balcony you have ever seen. The coolest balcony anyone has ever seen. One major reason for that, of course, is the pool, which actually hangs out over the hotel, facing toward the Vegas Strip and all of the other casinos and the bright lights. You're literally swimming kind of suspended above everything out there.
No, not doing. No do not want. I'm afraid of heights. More specifically, I'm afraid of falling. RMG0006 with 1,000 bits, thank you, says, is it even possible for Americans to reach a breaking point with this shit? Shouldn't we have already collectively snapped and just started eating rich people? I don't think so. I think most people are basically trained from birth that rich people have earned their money fairly, and if you are poor, it is your own fault, etc., etc.
Higher than anybody else at the Palms, facing...
It's a just world fallacy, basically. America suffers from a mass delusion of the just world fallacy, where people believe the world is just, and people get what they deserve in the long term, and therefore, if someone is rich, that means that they're a decent person who deserves that wealth and has earned it fairly. Unfortunately, a lot of especially older people fall for this because it is messaging that is taught to us from a very young age. It's destructive. It's not good. Meek says, you deserve money if you're white. America, America, I wish I was born in Canada instead. Why do I have to live in a country where people go bankrupt and die because they can't afford to go to the hospital?
all of Las Vegas, that has got to be one of the coolest things you can do in this town. And by the way, this pool currently, I would guess about 95, 96 degrees. I'm sure you can turn it up or down, or you can just sit in here, soak, and look out over the world. And by the way, just in case you don't want to go in the pool giant hot tub thing for some reason, you have a sitting area out here where you can just sit back and relax and hang out. And if that's not good enough, you have another sitting area. So don't worry, you have a lot of different options for hanging out and relaxing in your giant outdoor balcony. One other cool thing out here, the balcony actually opens up to the bar. You can see I can slide open these little doors and open up directly to the bar. The hotel will supply you with a bartender for a party if you want, and then they can serve.
I have to get out of the pool to get my drinks. What is this, poor people shit?
You not
wet bar or nothing, please.
Just inside, but also outside, which is a
I don't mean wet. I mean a bar you've seen them, the ones that are in the pool. You know what I'm talking about.
Pretty good situation you don't usually see in your typical hotel room. And by the way, one other item worth noting, you can see these columns on the side of this giant pool hot tub thing have these little dots on them. This is another Damien Hirst touch, all of these little multicolored dots that go up both of the pillars. I happen to like it. I think it gives this area kind of a whimsical, cool, more interesting touch than
gives it a tacky 6-year-old's bedroom look.
You know, you're
like a kid who's really into the circus for some reason, even though kids don't even like the circus anymore.
Typical hotel balcony with a giant pool on it. But anyway, even though the balcony is my personal favorite part of this entire room, there's still a lot more to show you. I haven't even taken you upstairs yet to see the rest. So we go upstairs and you can see all the butterflies along the glass next to the stairway, again keeping with the butterfly theme. Then you can see more Damien Hirst art on this landing, all the additional butterflies. And next up, you turn to the right when you get to the top of the stairs and you
I don't trust anyone who thinks that butterflies are a good aesthetic.
Enter a bedroom, which is insanely huge. I say that because you're currently looking at like a large room with a large living space and there's no bed in it. The bed is in the other part of the bedroom elsewhere. That's just how big this room is. It has a bed and a seating area and like this little nest thing hanging from the ceiling, which you can just kind of curl up in and hang out if that's...
If I see a single butterfly at our wedding, I'm gonna burn the venue to the ground.
That's what you want to do in your bedroom. And you have some interesting views up here.
What do I think about moths? They're honest butterflies. At least they know they're ugly.
In part, the bedroom faces down over the bar area and into the living space within the suite. You also have a view kind of over the balcony and the pool that's out there on your hanging balcony, or you can look out the other way and see over the whole city this incredible...
Moths can be pretty. You've all been brainwashed by Big Butterfly, okay? They're not cute. They're not pretty. They're disgusting.
View, more of the casinos, the Raiders Stadium under construction, and far more than that from your perch in your bedroom nest thing. But maybe the best part of this bedroom isn't the bedroom itself, but rather the bathroom that's attached to it. The bathroom is quite large, as you can tell, but that's not the most opulent part of the bathroom. Keep going through the shower and the tub and the sink and all that, and you get to the massage room. You have in this bathroom a built-in room just for massaging. And you have a special sink in this room that the masseuse or masseur can use throughout the massage process. Of course, you also have a dedicated massage table that has butterflies on it because you would expect nothing less. As you might expect though, my favorite part of this bathroom is this tub, which has this unbelievable view out over the whole world, this entire valley that we're in here. You can sit in here, relax, and look out on all the plebeians below. And next up, another excellent quirk of this bathroom. In the area by the sinks, there's a little stool you can sit on to put on makeup, wash your face, whatever. But check this out, the top of the stool is a pill. Again, continuing all the pills and butterflies theme throughout. That is kind of an interesting touch. I like that stool. And next up, you walk across the upstairs landing and you enter the second bedroom suite. I'm gonna start with the bedroom where it's fairly similar to the one I already showed you. Another rather large bedroom with another amazing sweeping view over the entire city, an absolutely beautiful space.
I love to have my view blocked by a bunch of gaudy window stickers that look like pills. Yay.
I also like in this bedroom foyer, you have this little table, which is all mirrors and kind of jagged edges, triangles, cutouts. Very interesting piece. I really, really like how it looks actually, and it fits this space very well. But probably the most unbelievable thing on the second floor of this hotel room is in here. I'm not talking about this door.
Yeah, I don't know why butterfly and pills. It's a weird combo and I don't get it. Atheist Brony with 200 bits says, no wonder we can't get national health care. These ass clowns think medicine is art.
Takes you back into the hall. It's a second entrance for this hotel room since we're on the second floor. Instead, I'm talking about this door because you go in here and you have the salt room. Ah, yes, the salt room. What's the matter?
I fucking hate these things. Rich people come up with the dumbest shit that doesn't do anything. Oh, I can't wait to be so salinated in this room whose walls are made of fucking salt.
You don't have one? Before you enter this room, you turn this little switch on the outside to turn on the salt. Then you come in here and apparently salt particles start to fill the room and you sit back and relax, and it's supposed to help with your allergies or your aura or just making you feel more.
Just complete bullshit. It's just a room that's complete bullshit for rich people. It's a woo-woo bullshit room. It does nothing.
Or relaxed. Do you want to know the difference between rich people and wealthy people? Rich people have a sauna. Wealthy people have a salt room. And by the way, one thing I love about the salt room, in addition to the fact that it merely exists, is little designs on the walls. If you look closely, you can see imprinted on the walls, you have like a butterfly on one wall, and look around, there's a skull on another wall. It's a really, really cool look, precisely what you'd expect to find in a salt room, I think. And finally, we move on to the last interesting bit of the empathy suite, which is the bathroom off of the second bedroom, which of course features, once again, its own dedicated massage room.
Moira Soma with 100 bits says, I'm a bit of an art and design snob, and I must say this place is trash. It's cheap and ugly and gimmicky. Damien Hirst would be ashamed. I don't know if he did this ironically, but from what I know of him, probably not. I mean, it's Vegas. Yeah, I'm not surprised that it's trashy and ugly and gimmicky. It's kind of the name of the game. Yeah, $100,000 a night for this, though, was a fucking travesty. It's disgusting.
Now, the cool thing here is there are two ways to enter this bathroom. You can, of course, just walk through the bedroom. You're into the bathroom. That's a pretty standard thing to do. Nothing weird about that. Or you can enter through the back way. There's an entrance to the massage room from that door that leads out into the hall. You come in here, you can see there's a little exercise room with a treadmill. You keep going, and then you're in the massage room. This is how the masseuse or masseur would enter the room, so they don't get to go through your bedroom, see all your stuff. They just come in the massage service entrance. Your hotel room doesn't have that, nor does your house. Now here's the other cool thing about the massage room. Once you're done with your massage, you can either leave through the service entrance or you can leave the other way, which goes directly through the shower. So after you finish your massage, you want to rinse off, no problem. You're walking through the shower anyway. Just turn it on and you can let the water flow around you to increase your relaxation before you go down to the bar or take a swim in your 34th floor giant hot tub. And so that's the empathy suite at the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas. Probably the most extravagant, luxurious, and expensive hotel room on the planet. I've never seen anything like this, and I probably never will again, considering that it costs $100,000 a night. But now you've seen it, and I hope you've enjoyed the tour.
My God. rich people spend money on the absolute most disgusting things. At least the comments are all dunking on it, for the most part. Anyway, if you're rich, I guess you have money to spend on really dumb shit. Don't know why I'm surprised at the premise of this particular show, but still kind of taken aback. Colored by Emmy with 50 bits says, I want to go through that room with some friends and sledgehammers. RMG006 says, this room costs $100,000 a night. A good hooker runs about $400 an hour. Just saying, get your money's worth. Cool Cat with 50 bits says, this is nice and all, but can it host pay-per-view events? Nice. Let's do the God plane. So, Niles, Niami, the guy who's the $500 million man, the guy that built the most expensive house in America, who's filed bankruptcy recently, when he went on his cocaine-fueled rant, remember that he said he wanted to buy what's called the God plane with his wealth. So let's take a look at a tour of the plane he was talking about and see if his taste in airplanes is as bad as his taste in home decor.
With its 7,500 nautical mile range, Gulfstream's new G700 flagship is being built for Globetrotters. Passengers could end up spending just over 14 hours on the aircraft, so it better be comfortable. And from the look of its super spacious cabin, it most certainly will be. Ahead of the new aircraft's dramatic launch at the 2019 NBAA show, AIN enjoyed a sneak preview of the cabin mock-up that is part of the testing process for the new model.
We're in the new G700 mock-up for Gulfstream, and this is the entryway, so it's brand new. So one thing that we've done here is allowed a little bit of customization. So we reserve a little bit of space, whether the customer wants to do artwork, their logo, or if they just really want to clean.
I'm gonna be honest, I've said before, I'm less left than a lot of people here on Twitch. Not to say I'm not left, I'm pretty left, especially compared to the general American population. But if the government wanted to ban the use of private planes, I'd be pretty happy about that. Do you know how much, like, carbon emissions go into the atmosphere because rich assholes can't stand to fly on planes with other people? Fuck them. If you want to go be in business class or even first class, whatever. But you shouldn't be allowed to spend this much resources just so you can fly around the world in your own personal aircraft so you don't have to sit in a plane with the normies. Fuck you. Buy a plane ticket like a normal person. We should not be allowing this.
Design, that's also an opportunity for them to explore little customizations they can put on the aircraft. Just aft of the entryway is the forward lav, which opens up aft and allows you to have a nice little crew or forward lav. We're showing all stone floor as an option for the entryway as well.
An all-stone floor on an airplane. Bear in mind, fuel efficiency on an aircraft, like vehicles tend to do, is based upon weight. And they're putting an all-stone floor in this private aircraft for luxury purposes that serve no other reason than to be like, see, I'm a rich asshole. I made my plane really heavy for no reason. Hydrate. Will do.
And coming in, you're coming into probably the largest in its class galley. It's 122 inches of linear counter space. It's about 20% more storage than a 650, and it really allows you to have a first-class dining experience in the aircraft. We also have an integrated galley stack with your microwave and oven that's on this side. So if you combine the stack with the galley, you really have about 138 inches.
Do you need an oven in an airplane? I kind of understand a microwave, right? I totally get if you're like, you know, on a 14-hour flight, you're gonna need to eat at some point. I get that. It's an airplane, though. Do you really need an oven? Do ya? Can't you just reheat something? Can't you make a sandwich? Do you need an oven? I'm just asking a genuine question.
Of galley storage. You have 2 storage cabinets on either end, a forward closet and an aft closet, and if you wanted to convert this into a pantry, that's an option as well. So we also have a new galley doors that open up and allow you to have complete access to your amenities without having any exposed hardware or actually having the door in your way.
Yes, the very important thing to store on an airplane with limited space. All my wine glasses.
Some of the things that we've done, we've also integrated a nice clean galley top. You don't see any faucet. So the faucet is an extendable faucet that pops up that allows you to still use the galley, but then that sink can go away and completely invisible.
Tucker White with 100 bits says, I won't lie, as an AV geek, I really want this plane. I'm just gonna let you know, if you were able to afford this plane, chat would have to shun you. RMG with 1,000 bits says, wait. This guy just said it has about 20% more counter space than a 650, so they already had a crazy as fuck expensive plane like this made, and it wasn't enough for some people? Yeah, that's capitalism. You need eternal growth. It isn't good enough to just make money or make products. You need to make more money every quarter and produce new, more expensive products every quarter for eternity, or else you are a failure. It's an incredibly stupid system that is, by its very nature, unsustainable. That's the problem.
And then you get a nice clean design. So in this space, for the mock-up, we made it a little bit more social. We put a divan in here, but you can also get a single seat with an ottoman for a $135.
You know what I'm not worried about on an airplane ride? How social of a space it is.
Crew rest, which would have a bulkhead across there to allow you to have complete privacy crew rest. We also have done a little bit of lighting features, a lot of indirect. You'll see a little indirect sconce here, and also on the ceiling, we have an indirect dome light. What really that was really to make the aircraft feel a lot softer than ever before, so you don't have a lot of hot, bright spots. So now we're in the...
By the way, meanwhile, let me show you a prototype that an airline seat designer has made to make commercial flights more profitable for the airlines. So rich people are getting these super crazy things. Meanwhile, the airline industry is experimenting with seats where you literally basically have to fucking stand up in them for however long your flight is. So they can fit even more people in coach. I'm not joking. Look at this. We live in a tiered society where if you are not rich, you are effectively a wage slave, and things are made to basically move you around so you can do labor for the rich people. We live to serve them. That is our job. At least as far as they're concerned.
Main cabin of the G700. These are the brand new seats for the interior, which you can see all new styling, which we made it so you can customize these seats a lot more than ever before, and also based on the long-range comfort from the 500 we've built on that platform as well. So now you're seeing a nice wood panel inset, but this can also be paint or veneer to allow a lot of flexibility of letting the customers choose a lot of different options. You'll also see a lot of the curves and softness of this arm matches the characteristics in the ledge. So that design was really integrated to make...
Hats off to you. All right, let's throw on some glasses, maybe. Oh, these get uncomfortable pretty quick. I guess I can try the steampunk glasses for a while.
You feel like a complete package, so that's one thing that people have responded well to, seeing all the architecture that meshes together. In the ledge design, we have quite a few new features. We have an integrated tablet holder, which is makes the customer be able to bring their own devices and place that and stow that, and it's integrated, so there's no adding anything to the aircraft. It's just already there. We have 2 cup holders, a large and a small. We have a personal space for phones or anything else they want to do. And then inside, we also have ledge storage. Allows quite a large amount of space for whatever they want to do, whether reading material, bags, anything they want. It also comes with USB outlets, also in the bin, and also in the storage bin below. One thing for the G700 that's brand new is the lighting system. It'll really allows.
We need an HD 40-inch TV in your airplane. Can't have an airplane without a 40-inch TV that comes out of the fucking desk. Oh my god.
User to have flexibility that they've never had before.
Sorry.
With the density of the LEDs being tighter than anything out in the industry, almost a 32nd of an inch, they're close together, which allows it to have this beautiful light because the clusters are so nice and tight together. Also, we also have the ability to create scenes, so the individual LEDs are accessed, so you can pretty much paint the color any way you want and animate it. So you could have a sunrise starting from this side, coming up over, and ending up on the complete other side of the aircraft just in those specific areas, and really the possibilities are endless of what you could do with light. We can have individual sconces, you could have theater lighting that goes...
It's an airplane. You're just trying to get rich assholes from one place to another. Why? Zealous55, thanks for 13 months, says, take more of my money so Baja can eat the rich. Tucker White with 45 bits says, as someone who follows the day-to-day happenings in aviation, these kind of seats are most likely going to be used by the likes of Spirit, Ryanair, and the budget airlines. Mainstream airlines like American, Delta, and United aren't completely in the pack like sardines business. I don't care. The budget airlines are used by people who are poor or people who have very little money. That's the problem. I'm not even worried about me. I don't fly almost ever, and I certainly wouldn't fly in an airplane with seats like that. Like, I just wouldn't do it. But there are people who need to get around places, and the fact that any business anywhere is even considering putting those in for human beings to use and sit in for hours is disgusting.
Goes up, we can shape light from being bright here and dark in the back, and it can actually transition from one to another. So there really is no limits to what you can do with the lighting in this aircraft. So one thing that's new for the G700 as well is the ultimate dining experience. So that's really allowing 6 people.
All right, these are already hurting my eyes. I gotta find something else, sorry. Woo, those purple lenses are extreme. Better.
To seamlessly dine together in a very intimate way than never before. So what happens is right now we kind of have it set up. It's a lower pedestal that's set up as an ottoman. So if you want to sit here and put your feet up, allows for a very nice atmosphere. But the ottoman transforms very easily, comes away, allows the single pedestal to come up, so we can dine 6 people together or separately, but if we're going to show the together, so it basically slides over and then it flips over. That comes over and connects.
Why?
And then the leaf, which is already here, folds out.
Tucker White says that's basically a consequence of the quote, the market, unquote. Either you get a flight that doesn't pack you in or you get a flight that's cheap. Yeah, it's fucked up. It's almost like airlines should be nationalized and run like a service instead of something that's done for profit. Because if you made airlines more based upon making sure people can get to place instead of making a profit on it, it would be better for everyone in the country, because people generally need to fly for either business or personal purposes, but it would make it more accessible for small businesses and stuff to do business elsewhere in the country or the world. I don't know.
Installed, so then you have a beautiful dining table that's ready to go in seconds. So now you're in the 4th living area for the G700. So this is something new for Gulfstream. So if you have a 650, this is a brand new area. So we've decided to develop a bed. We know sleep is really important to the customers. You know, if you're going to be traveling, you know, there's no better way to get a rest than in your own bed. So we've hopefully made this experience even better. We've allowed to have little articulation in the bed to really allow you to be able to, if you're going to watch TV, whether you're going to sleep or relax, like sets the tone for the whole atmosphere of the plane. It's really built around your needs. So we're in the G700 lavatory, and it's set up to be more like a spa setting. So a lot of little things we've done, a little bit of softer seating for the lav seat, a really nice size vanity. So we also provided a large wardrobe for you as well. So you can bring pretty much anything you want along. And you can also see that we've trimmed this out a little bit custom, but you can do anything you want in here. It comes basically an open palette for you to kind of paint with. We're seeing one configuration in this lab, but there's actually a lot of different configurations. There's almost 6 for this aircraft. So we have a shower that can go here, which gives you a small closet. And then this arrangement would slide over here on this side. So you have vanity and toilet, which allows you to have a shower along with the aircraft as well.
If you would like to find out more about what the new G700 will bring to the market when it enters service in 2022, please watch our earlier video report on this important program at AIN Online.
It's a very important program to satiate our disgustingly rich customers. Rich people need to be stopped. No more private planes for you fuckers. Anyway. Tucker White with 45-bit says, if you think this is decadent, which it is, you should take a look at what Middle Eastern airlines like Emirates and Etihad do. I've heard of Emirates. I've seen some of their ads. I'm not super familiar, though. Okay, maybe we need to do what's the countdown for? The countdown is for when Niles Miami is doing his live presentation thing on the one, that big house that we talked about earlier in last week. Miss Bella Kitty says, this just reminds me of the times one of my family members said the government-run hospitals would be bad because the quality would go down, even though we already have trash hospitals with terrible service and capitalism. That's what I don't get either. Guys, the hospitals will still be run by the fucking hospitals. The government will just pay the bills. Hydrate. Okay, we're gonna do a poll. Okay, next, do you want to cover Nikocado Avocado's ridiculous house or a mega yacht? Vote in the poll and we'll decide what we're going to do next. His name is Niles Miami. Niles Miami, like Miami but with an N. Miami. Vote in the poll. You don't have to tell me in the chat. Not counting chats. Counting poll votes. So far, the yacht is winning very slightly at 53%. The lead is increasing as time goes on, so we're probably going to be doing the boat unless there's a big vote upset. Was Nick always rich, or did he become rich by eating food? I don't know his, like, growing up situation, but I know he became rich. He became super wealthy because of, YouTube. Okay, looks like the boat wins. We'll do Nick later. Okay, so here's another ridiculous mode of transportation since we just watched the airplane. Let's do something a little more down to earth, specifically 70% or so of the Earth's surface. A $100 million brand new mega yacht. Let's take a look. Cocaine Guy's thing is in like 10 minutes? Nope, hour 10 minutes. You're off by about an hour. So let's take a look at this disgusting mega yacht.
What's up, everybody? It's Enes here, and welcome to Istanbul, Turkey.
Ew.
On this week's episode, we're touring this newly constructed 263-foot long mega yacht, also known as Tatiana. On the exterior, this yacht was designed by Unique Yacht Design, and on the interiors, H2 paired this yacht with exquisite finishes throughout. The current market value...
Can we switch from the captain goes down with the ship to the rich asshole that bought the yacht goes down with the ship? Because I think that's more fair.
of this yacht is somewhere around 85 million euros, so we're definitely excited for today's episode. Lastly, I want to thank the builder and the shipyard behind this new vessel, Bilgin Yachts, for giving us the honor and the opportunity to tour this amazing new yacht and share it with all of you. And now, let's begin our tour.
Blah, blah, blah. God, the automatic opening thing. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but you don't actually need to put a pool on the boat because the boat is already in the water. You could just get in the water, and then you don't have to build a fucking pool on your boat like a goddamn psychopath. But the water nasty? Then why do you own a boat? If you don't like the ocean, then why are you buying a boat? This is gross. Oh, cool, it has not one but two pools. That's a reasonable thing to have on a boat. How does the pool table work? You're on a boat. It's moving. I've seen pool tables on cruise ships that have sort of like a... what are they called? A thing in them that lets the pool table, like, remain level even as the ship rocks back and forth. But this pool table doesn't look like one of those pool tables. So I guess I don't know how this would work if you're actually out at sea. Yeah, gyro stabilized. I've seen those on cruise ships.
On the exterior, the yacht has very sleek and contemporary lines. I love the two-tone color combination. And if you look at the length of this yacht...
It unironically looks like the really gaudy yacht you can buy in Grand Theft Auto Online that no one buys because it's like $12 million in the game and there's nothing to do with it.
compared to its height.
This guy is so rich he has a swimming pool in his swimming pool.
It's a relatively short yacht because it was designed to be this really streamlined and kind of sporty mega yacht. I know from the exterior the yacht looks very exciting and there are so many more details that we could talk about it, but first I want to bring everybody's attention here to the aft deck on the main level. Right.
Tucker White says, of course the ship has two pools in it. You want the underpaid migrant workers mingling with your rich clients? Yes, I'm sure one of the pools is for the workers and not just so they can have two pools. Felix Night Owl says, if the captain is also a millionaire asshole, can they go down with the ship too? Also, Bezos' yacht has a mini yacht that comes out of the big yacht that holds the little helipad. Insane. I've seen it. It's disgusting.
Behind me we have this awesome bar set.
I hope Jeff Bezos continues to go into space. The safety records on spacecraft are so good. Just keep going, Jeff. That should go well.
Up with the bar seating, chrome details throughout, and right across from that we have this outdoor seating area which looks super cozy, and right behind that we have this massive jetted jacuzzi that sits on the rear side of this yacht. It looks super inviting. You have the outdoor seating areas on each side, and if you look closely, right in the center of this jetted jacuzzi we actually have skylights bringing natural light to the lower deck, and that's such a unique, cool detail that we're gonna see later in the tour. Now,
How many people? I guess this isn't the United States. Let's see. This is from Turkey. How many people in Turkey are in poverty? According to a report issued at the end of March, which was based off a tweak data, sorry if I mispronounced that, 20% of Turkey's population, 15 million people, live on the poverty line. Great.
Coming back here, we have beautiful teak floors throughout, gorgeous stainless steel deck hardware, and over here we have a staircase taking us to the bridge deck, which is right above us. Now lastly, we have this automatic sliding glass door taking us to the salon. Now this part of this yacht is incredible. This room is stunning. We have the seating area right in front of us. But first, I want to cover this section here. We have this gorgeous grand staircase taking us from the beach club and bringing us here. We're going to tour that beach club later in the video. We have an additional sliding glass door on the other side. And as soon as you walk in, you kind of have this landing area here. Beautiful European oak hardwood floors.
This is so ridiculous. No one in the history of humans has ever needed this boat. No one has ever needed a ship that looks like this for their private use.
Built-ins on each side with this mirrored back wall. And as soon as you step this way, you have this salon seating area here. Exquisite furniture set up throughout. You pretty much have double of everything.
I wonder how many people work for the guy or gal that owns this boat. Probably guy, it's Turkey, I guess. I wonder how many people work for the person who owns this boat, who are starving or can't pay their bills, and this asshole lives like this. Not even lives like this. This is like a hobby for him. You don't live in a yacht, typically.
Obviously, this side of the yacht is extremely spacious. I love the built-in speaker details, recessed in LED lighting, as well as the subtle mood lighting that we're going to see throughout the yacht. And focusing this side, we have more built-ins with TV right in the center and this gorgeous gloss finished Makassar with detail that we're going to see throughout the yacht. Now, of course, you have massive windows bringing a ton of natural light to the space, automatic shades, and this is the area where you sit down, relax, and enjoy the amazing sea views. Now, continuing this way, we have the built-ins that extend out, and right behind this TV unit, we have the dining area. Beautiful seating setup here with this custom table that sits 14 people, and right above, we have this crystal chandelier made by Lasfit that really frames this room. Obviously, y'all can see this part of the yacht is very spacious. We have massive windows, and focusing on my right hand side, we have these beautiful wood veneer details, hand hammered steel panels that we're going to see throughout the yacht, all made and installed by Bilgin. And over here, to kind of bring some color to this dining area, we have this backlit gorgeous stone. And lastly, Mikey, I know this is an interesting area to talk about this detail, but if you focus on the floors here, we have the European oak hardwood floors, additional hardwood floors with this stainless steel inlay and the carpet. And if you look at the ceiling,
why
Mikey,
do you need a stainless steel inlay to your
same
hardwood
border
floor?
Detail on the ceilings
Why?
as well. I mean, talking about attention to detail, this is it. Now, the last part of this room, dining area, we have this automatic door here opening up the small service hallway, and this door here opens up to the galley. Now this kitchen is built like a commercial kitchen. Everything is clad with stainless steel. We have the first deep sink over here, 2 Electrolux dishwashers, and in the center you kind of have your island setup with open shelving, and right behind this island setup we have the induction cooktops, fryer, oven setup, your microwave, and on this side we have more uppers, base cabinets, and an additional sink. Overall, great sized galley that really fits this yacht. Now, going back to the dining room area, we have another door here opening up to a long hallway that takes us to the guest cabins.
Oh my god, look at this fucking hallway and staircase on this goddamn boat.
On my left hand side, we have the elevator access.
Oh my, you do not need a fucking elevator on a boat. What are you doing? It's a fucking boat.
On this deck, and on my right hand side we have this beautiful stainless steel staircase
To be clear, I understand elevators can be very helpful for people who are like in wheelchairs or have mobility issues. That elevator did not look big enough to fit like a wheelchair. See, someone already posted it. Do you really think, I'm going to ask you this question, Ice Queen. Do you think the person who built this yacht put that elevator there to accommodate people in wheelchairs or with disabilities? Or do you think they are an asshole that built an elevator into their yacht because they thought it was opulent?
That goes up all the way to the top deck as well as the lower deck. It's built out of stainless steel. I love the onyx steps throughout. Everything
Can we see
is
the elevator
LED
again?
lit.
Sure.
Out of goes up and on to the guest cabins. On my left hand
See, look at this elevator. It looks barely big enough to stand in. I do not think you could fit a wheelchair in this elevator. Taylor Latte Boy says our 14-foot aluminum fishing boat had a little trolling motor for fishing near the muddy shores of the Illinois River. Checkmate, yacht man. Lily Lovestuff says, it's my favorite Turkish millionaire, former host of Turkish Jeopardy and two-time representative at Eurovision for the most serene Republic of San Marino. Sirhat? What? Oh my god. Why do all Eurovision songs sound like ABBA?
side we have the elevator access on this deck, and on my right hand side we have this beautiful stainless steel staircase that goes up all the way to the top deck as well as the lower deck. It's built out of stainless steel. I love the onyx steps throughout. Everything is LED lit, including the vertical lighting on the walls. And right in the center we have this crystal caviar chandelier that really sets the mood. As
a little under an hour before the guy's presentation, just so we all know.
As you look towards the staircase. Now, over here we have a day head or powder room. Beautiful stonework throughout, book match right in the center. We have the vanity design here, LED lighting, good sized powder room. Now, I want to take everybody back to the hallway. We have this pocket door here sealing off this section because
because ABBA won Eurovision in 1974. Yeah, that's almost 50 years ago. That doesn't really answer my question. That leads to further questions.
This long hallway takes us to 4.
I do like ABBA, for the record. I'm just asking, does all European pop sound like ABBA? And it's just that ABBA was one of the only Euro pop bands to break through in America? Or what? Because Eurovision just sounds like ABBA to me.
Spacious guest cabins. This door right here goes down to the crew quarters, so there's an easy access. And following here, on my right hand side, we have the first guest stateroom. All the guest staterooms in this yacht are so well thought out. Every little detail is perfected. We have beautiful built-in furniture set up here, wood paneled walls throughout. I love the subtle LED reveal detail.
How many global homeless people are there? Hold on. What's the world's, I know this is just an estimate, world's homeless population? Let's see, there are 150 million homeless people worldwide, it's estimated. Man, it's almost like we have really bad priorities as a species. Weird. Why do we let people do this? Why do we let people in power do this? And I say people in power because people with money tend to be people with power, or the people with power are paid off by the people with money, thus making the people with money the people who are actually in power. I don't get it. I don't get it.
On the ceiling, of course, you have your built-in speakers, recessed lights. We have the recessed-in TV on this side. Walls are clad with leather. And Mikey, we got to show this detail. You got a nice built-in desk set up, and your wardrobe space, hammered steel details, beautiful wood veneers throughout. I mean, everything is so decked out. And this door opens up to the full bathroom for this guest cabin, marble throughout, book matched everywhere. You have your rain head, chrome fixtures. Of course, you get a view of the sea as well. And right here, we have the fabricated countertop for this gorgeous vanity design, hidden drain, polished chrome details throughout. Just an amazing bathroom. And this is first of
Creepy Doll on the Wall says, in honor of literally of little only, I'd like to give bits and share my newest little foster love, O'Malley. Let's see. Oh, little Ollie. I see. It was a typo. Oh, so tiny. Oh, cute.
Many that we're gonna see throughout our tour. Now, coming back here, we have another guest stateroom on this side. This one comes with a double bed setup. Right on the other side, you have your TV on the wall. Every bit of surface is clad with some sort of a gorgeous material, whether it's leather, wood paneling, subtle LED lighting, or the plush carpet that we're sitting on right now. Obviously, C is right there. You have your automatic shades in every single room in this yacht. Even the built-ins on each side of the bed, everything is so exquisite. Now, I want to take everybody here. This one also has a desk setup, and over here we have all these built-in wardrobes, again with beautiful wood and steel details. And going through here, Mikey, we have another gorgeous bathroom for this guest stateroom. Double vanity setup. Again, everything is beautifully fabricated all the way to the ceiling. LED light details. And over here, this one actually comes with a built-in tub setup. Again, marble everywhere, rain head above, your handheld.
RMG says, with 655 bits, says, this may just be me, but does all this stuff seem cold? I feel like there's no warmth in any of these places. It all feels cold and hard. Everything's stark, with eerie lighting and stone everywhere. I've noticed that in so many of the places we've looked at. Rich people's taste feels very cold and impersonal. I don't get it. I wouldn't want to live in a home like that. I wouldn't want to spend time on a boat like that. It would just feel like I was in a hotel lobby all the time. Like, there's a design language that, you know, different, like tones, for lack of a better word, different, like, design philosophies for different kinds of spaces. And, like, all these rich people places do not use what feels like a homey design philosophy. It feels impersonal, and I don't understand why they'd want that. Taylor Latte Boy says, we need to get scientists to convince rich people that the Earth is doomed and living on Mars will be fabulous and make them gods to everyone else. Maybe then we can do a reset down here for the rest of us.
Literally everything you need. This is amazing. Now, let's check out the third one real quick, which is right here, right next to the guest stateroom that we just toured. Again, this one also has a double bed setup. They even have built-in reading lights, wood paneling throughout. Again, amazing. You have your TV, built-in speakers, wardrobe setup, and you have the full bathroom around the corner. Now, lastly, we have another guest cabin on this side, pretty much the same finishes, double bed setup, and this one also has a full bathroom. Now, to give everybody a little bit of reference, the first two guest cabins that we toured are on the
Show me the crew quarters now. Let's see how the crew lives. I bet it's dog shit.
starboard side, and the last two guest cabins that we toured are on the port side of this yacht. And that's pretty much it.
I don't appreciate the brutalist movement. I do not. You would be correct.
For this level, now let's go back to the salon so we can check out the lower deck. All right, everyone, here we are at this grand staircase off of the salon. This is one of the wow moments of this incredible yacht. I mean, look at the marble work here that goes all the way into the walls with the subtle LED lighting. They have the macassar gloss finish wood panels, kind of breaking that pattern. This grand staircase looks stunning, and it brings you to the beach club. Now, this part of the yacht is very exciting. We have an amazing indoor pool, and we're gonna cover...
It's so weird that people actually live like this. I hate to constantly bring up the gaming shit, because I'm not trying to be that person. But, like, I play GTA Online pretty often, and I in that game, my character is a rich asshole. But the thing is, I'm not trying to be a nice guy in that game. In that game, I'm playing a character who unfortunately is male, because I made the character like 10 years ago, long before I came out. So my character in that game is a dude who's like an asshole and murders the shit out of people. It's fine for my character in that to have super opulent houses and stuff, because in my head, when role-playing that character, that person is a sociopathic fucking asshole. I can't believe people live like this in real life. It's insane.
Cover all the other amenities here. But first off,
Yeah, you can't change your character's gender, which is weird because you can in Red Dead Redemption 2, but you can't in Grand Theft Auto Online. It's a shame.
I want to talk about the entry here with this beautiful blue agate stone detail, your bar seating, and right on the other side you have your fabricated Carrara marble bar section there. Behind me we have this concealed door opening up to a steam room, and continuing our tour, we have this opening here taking us.
Tucker White, Hannah after the show, lights $100 bill, rich laugh. Baja, book us another trip on the rich yacht. I found the perfect venue for my baby's seal skin fur coat.
To the massage room. This part of the yacht is all about taking care of yourself, enjoying the amenities that this yacht provides, and it comes with a massage room. You have your sink set up here, and we have one of these hydraulic.
So how does that work? Do you just pay someone and say, hey, I'm going on a 2-week pleasure cruise in my super yacht. You're a masseuse. I'll pay you $5,000 to come and live on this yacht for 2 weeks. And if I want a massage, I'll, call you and you come into the room and give me a massage. Otherwise, just hang out in your crew quarters. Like, do they do that? Is that how that works? Otherwise, who's giving them the massage? Simple Cackerel with 45-bit says, you know what I always like to think about is how we view wealth in reality compared to fiction. For example, you can get mega rich in Stardew Valley, but that wealth feels earned, like playing The Sims when I just cheats, but I don't feel guilty for doing expensive stuff because the video games make note you are earning without exploiting people, which is how you would even get billions in real life. I assume you're saying isn't how you would? I don't know, it's interesting to think about, yeah. I mean, that's because video games need to have a satisfying progression, Real life doesn't. Rich people can just take advantage of people and get money.
Side decks that folds down and kind of extends out your outdoor area. You get a little bit closer to the water. It just creates this awesome breeze on the lower deck. And in case you want to benefit from the natural light, but yet you don't want to have the breeze, we have these sliding glass doors closing off these folding down sections. Now, going back in, we have another door right here. Mikey, let's take a quick look. And it is the full bathroom on this level. Vanity set up on my right-hand side, marble throughout all the way to the walls. We have the walk-in shower here with a hidden drain.
This yacht has more showers than my house. My house has 2 showers. This yacht has like 5.
Head above. I love how sleek this door is. It just kind of disappears into this pattern. Now, let's talk about what's behind me, which is this indoor pool area. This pool is 9 meters long, 3 meters wide, and 1.6 meters deep. And the fact that you have this within your yacht.
It's like 13 ghosts, the doors open when the servants are needed. And also, Tony Shalhoub just lives on this boat. It's where he's been for the last 10 years.
Is something mind-boggling in my opinion. Even the coping of the pool is clad with marble. You have mosaic inside. And here's another fun fact. When we arrived this morning, they actually had the pool drained because this yacht has tanks that can store the water from the pool and jacuzzis when it's cruising.
Profane Priestess with 45-bit says, I swear to God, rich people think styling is synonymous with price. Conspicuous consumption is a plague. Everyone on this planet could live a comfortable middle-class life, but for some nonsensical reason we allow a couple hundred people to sit on more wealth than they or their descendants will ever need. Yet somehow these people crave more and more with each passing day. All I see watching this is 1,000 desperate people who need food and God. Capitalism is a fucking nightmare. It's really fucked up. It's weird, because there's nothing else in the world you could want this much of, and people wouldn't think it's a problem. Alcohol, anything else. Anything else that would be considered a severe addiction, but all of a sudden when someone endlessly looks for wealth, no matter the consequences for other people, then it's fine, and people consider it admirable. It's weird. Poetic Fox says, when I'm in GTA, I'm a fox-headed freak who's very rich and a psycho, but I'll also help new players get to the new content without dying by escorting them in my armored truck. Oh, that's nice.
That way you don't have to splash around any water. I wanted to point this pool out, and Mikey, we have to mention this. Right above us, we have skylights that are located underneath the main deck, jacuzzi.
Pretty
How
insane.
cool is that?
Pretty incredible.
I know, right? This is amazing. And behind these wood panel doors, we actually have a couple doors opening up to utility rooms for this yacht. I wanted to mention that. And coming here, this is another incredibly cool detail of this yacht. Ready, Mikey?
You already showed this from the other side.
Massive hydraulic door that
Steve
actually
Goblins, thanks for 11 months, says 1 month till my anniversary. Thank you for your excellent online company and excellent conspiracy lol cows. Well, thank you so much for the support. People like you are why I can do the show. So, tip my hat like a cringy neckbeard. It's okay. It's both denim and a fedora, so the denim cancels out the fedora neckbeardiness. Speaking of which, we got another hats off. Okay, I'll switch the hat. Oh man, screwed up my hair. Of course it did. Hat hair. Deal with it. You know what we haven't seen in a while? The professor hat. Oh yeah, that feels right. I haven't worn this in quite a while. Stay tuned this Thursday on Charisma Saves, where you'll probably see this hat during the ad, because I have an idea for the ad that's going to probably involve the professor, so. Hydrate.
opens up to the lower deck or the outside F deck. How easy is that? And all of a sudden, now your beach club gets more natural light, has a nice floating, kind of like a cantilevered roof line above, and opens up to your lower deck where you have your passerole and you can access the water. Mikey, why don't you take the route that we just came at, and I want to take the other side so everybody can get a scale of this beach club. I mean, this part of the yacht is certainly very spacious. And going to this side, you kind of have more lounging and seating areas complemented with 2 TVs. And right above me, Mikey, we have fiber optic ceilings. How cool is that?
It's like a Rolls Royce.
That's right. Now, we have another side hydraulic folding down deck setup here. Again, brings ton of natural light to the lower deck. It's just an awesome outdoor space to enjoy. We currently have the railing up, and just like the other side, if you want to block off the wind, but yet allow natural light to come into this space, you have these sliding glass doors. Now, I want to tell you guys something about this yacht. Tatiana was custom built for an owner, and they were so successful with this build that they ended up building 2 more sister yachts that have the same kind of layout, but a little bit more refined with extra features. And those were also so successful that they ended up selling them. We actually had a chance to see those 2 other yachts in the shipyard. In fact, we're doing a behind the scenes episode for the shipyard on our second channel, NS Plus. Make sure to check that out. Also, they started building the 4th one, which will be for sale in the future. So that's really exciting. Again, we're gonna have an awesome episode on NS Plus channel. Now, back to here on the lower deck, we just saw the beach club. And within this level, we also have the utility rooms, crew quarters, and the engine room. So
I'm excited to see the crew quarters. It's always interesting to see how opulent they make the owner's stuff and the guest stuff, but they generally, maybe I'll be surprised here, generally they couldn't give less of a shit about the people who they're actually, you know, having work for them, the people who are running the yacht and making their lifestyle possible. So let's see how they treat their crew.
So why don't we go to the engine room first and check out what powers this incredible vessel. All right, everyone, here we are in the engine room. This part of the yacht is in immaculate condition. Everything is so clean. And as you all can hear, it's a little bit loud here because we currently have one of the generators running, but you guys get the point. This is the engine room. Now, on each side of me, we have these MTU 4000 series engines that are capable of producing 3,400 horsepower. And these 2 engines are pushing this vessel.
This boat costs $100 million.
Vessel at 19 knots speeds, which is about 22 miles an hour, almost, which is just incredible. And at 12 knots speed, this yacht actually burns only 250 liters of fuel, which makes this yacht very efficient considering its length and its size. So that's that.
So wait, these look like they take the exhaust over to like some kind of processor over here.
Yes. So these engines, these are the exhausts, Mikey. it takes them to this catalytic converter system, basically, called SER. And this system right here makes this engine zero emissions. How crazy is that?
Really?
This
Really?
massive mega yacht, yeah.
I guess that's more.
It looks like the new Enterprise engine room from the Kelvin timeline. See, I actually don't hate the Kelvin timeline engineering. A lot of people hated the Kelvin timeline Enterprise engineering. Why is it coming up? Hold on. Engineering room. I don't hate it. One of them looks like the Large Hadron Collider a little bit, and then the other one looked like, because it was shot in, I believe, a brewery, so there's a lot of big tanks. I didn't mind it. I don't hate the Kelvin timeline for Star Trek stuff. Don't get me wrong, I don't like it as much as the original timeline, but as an alternate history timeline for Star Trek, I think it's fun.
Impressive. I was kind of impressed by the size of the air filters, but I guess that's not nearly as impressive as zero emissions.
Everything
you know?
about it. Look at the sides here, right?
Yeah.
We also have 3 generators on this side of the yacht, 2 on each side, 1 down below us. And coming here, this is super cool. We have this dedicated soundproof engineer's room here. That way you can close this door. It's nicely air conditioned in here, and you can see the condition of the engine, check all your levels, control everything, and make sure
You've never watched Star Trek? It's pretty good. If you like sci-fi, I'd recommend it. If you don't, I guess, you know, don't. But, like, Star Trek's really good. There is some bad stuff in there, but the original show's cheesy, fun, 60s, campy sci-fi. Next Generation, really good, just speculative sci-fi fiction with cool characters. I don't know. You love Stargate? Okay, then I definitely recommend Star Trek. Check out Star Trek sometime. Maybe look up, like, best episodes of Star Trek, and watch a few of them, to see if you like it or not. I'd recommend either the original series or Next Gen. If you like those, then move on to the other shows. Excuse me. Simple Cat Girl says, I don't like critiquing other people's taste in interior design because it ain't my house. But my god, for a yacht looks so cynical and told. I assume he means it looks cynical and cold. Also, I would kind of be okay with this yacht if it was a party yacht rental, not a collection for an egotistical rich person who probably is going to use one to chase the high of being rich. Yeah, I feel the same about, like, if it's something that's going to be used collectively, even, like, for people to rent it, I'm not a big fan of rent-seeking behavior, but I also understand that really change comes generally incrementally, right? I don't expect tomorrow to wake up and for rich people not to exist. If this yacht was being used so a bunch of different people could use it, it would be more efficient and it would be okay. But the fact that it's just one guy's thing that he had built disgusts me. Ice Queen says, my problem with them is they present them like the timelines in Back to the Future 2, where Biff got the almanac, but they went and changed everything because they could. It makes no sense. Also watch stuff like Trials and Tribulations. I've seen Trials and Tribulations. I like it a lot. They've established at this point in, like, it's not alpha canon, but I think it's beta canon in Star Trek that the Kelvin universe was already divergent. Like, they didn't literally go back in time. The Kelvin universe was already an alternate universe, kind of like the Mirror universe, but it was changed further when Nero showed up. So, it's not just the past of the TOS timeline. It's an alt universe that was already different and changed even further when Spock and Nero came back in time. Back in time, air quotes, to that dimension. H. Baird says, remember, this yacht costs $100 million. The new frigate the U.S. Navy is buying are a bit less than $600 million each. What a great use of our tax dollars. Taylor Latte Boy says, if this yacht is $100 million, then the U.S. minimum wage, it would take 6,631 years, 3 months, 14 days, and 21 hours to afford. $100 million at $15,000 a year. And that, I assume, assumes that you don't have to eat or pay any rent or anything. Auntie Pretzel with 100-bit says, bet you will have a rapture for rich people in a decade. Oh, they'll do something. I don't think it'll end well for them, but they can do what they want, I guess.
Vessel is running smoothly. Now, I'm gonna go to the other side. I know we have another door there, and we're back here. Now, that's pretty much it for the engine room. I mean, it's in amazing condition. They keep it so well. Everything is so easily accessible. You can pretty much maintain anything you need here. Now let's jump back to the utility hallway and continue our tour there. Now getting out of the engine room, let's go check out some of these utility rooms. We have this hallway here, and the first door on my right hand side opens up to some of the machinery. And
Spock's mom didn't die when he was born in the Kelvin timeline. It was Kirk's mom. Spock's mom died when Vulcan got destroyed by Nero.
And the water tanks. And speaking of water tanks, this vessel can hold up to 48,000 liters of fresh water and 168 tons of fuel, which is insane. I mean, just think about that for a scale for a second. And continuing our tour, we have 4 walk-in freezers here where they store all their food for the vessel. And continuing here, on my left-hand side, we have this door opening up to an hallway that takes us to the crew quarters. Now, when this yacht is fully staffed, it has 23 crew members, and they all have their space nicely labeled. They have their own kitchen and living room and hangout areas, and it's discreet.
Let me see the quarters themselves, and do they each get a shower, or do they have to share a shower? Because that's important to me, considering this ship has like 12 fucking showers for the rich people.
Positioned on the lower deck. They kind of have their access points for each level. I wanted to point that out. And continuing our tour, we have a few other storage rooms here. And the room on my left opens up to the laundry room. For this vessel, we have all these commercial washers and dryers, sink set up here.
How nice of them to put them on the same floor as all the staff.
And this last door opens up to the ironing room, since you wash and dry your clothes on the other
Are they seriously not going to show a crew's room? One of the room for the crew?
side. This is where you prep them and make them ready. All right, I actually forgot one more room here, which is this one. We have another walk-in fridge, because where you put all your trash and everything in this yacht. Imagine you can be out at sea for a couple of weeks. You don't want your trash to be rotting and smelling and all the time.
Oh, how nice of them. They put the room for the trash right next to the crew quarters. Oh my fucking god. Hey, thanks for coming out to sea and working for me. By the way, here's your room. It is very tiny. You have to share a shower. It's next to the laundry room, so it's gonna be loud as shit. And also, the room where we store all of our trash. Yeah, that's right there next to your room, so sorry about the smell. Alright, see you later. Ice Queen says, also, don't skip lower decks. 3 ships or Wej, Douge, and Klingon as it's stylized. It's one of the best ever Trek episodes. I like lower decks.
That's why you have a walk-in fridge dedicated for your trash. So think about that.
A couple of months maybe even.
Maybe, right?
Did he show one of the crew rooms? I must have missed it. Was it at the very beginning of this or something? I might have been talking about Star Trek.
Now, getting out of the engine room, let's go check out some of these utility rooms. We have this hallway here, and the first door on my right-hand side opens up to some of the machinery and the water tank.
Oh, it looks like, speaking of Star Trek, it looks like a Jeffries tube.
Thanks. And
Star Trek discussion stream when? That might be fun. Talking about our favorite episodes of Star Trek or something.
speaking of water tanks,
Sort of as like a cleanse stream someday.
this vessel can hold up to 48,000.
Where's the crew room?
Their food. Have this door opening up to an hallway that takes us to the crew quarters. Now, when this yacht is
Okay.
fully staffed, it has 23 crew members, and they all have their space nicely labeled. They have their own kitchen.
No, see, they didn't show the individual rooms. They showed the, like, shared space for the crew, but they did not show one of the crew actual rooms with, like, their beds. Assuming they get beds.
All right,
Oh my god,
yeah.
is there a fucking movie theater on this goddamn yacht? I hate everyone.
At the bottom of the grand staircase, and it brings us to the lower deck where we have these VIP staterooms and a couple additional rooms. And
T-minus 31 minutes until that guy's presentation, by the way.
We're gonna start our tour here with this door, and it takes us to the gym. I like this room because it's nicely tucked in on this level. You have these beautiful vertical LED light details that runs all the
M the Ambassador with 100 bits says, I think a lot of the thinking of crew quarters are their temporary housing, but let's be honest, it's not
way
temporary.
to the ceilings, mirrored wall on this side with a TV right in the center, and they dress this room nicely with techno gym equipment. And Mikey, let's show around the corner here. We have another pocket door opening up to a beautiful walk-in shower with marble details, rain head above, and you have your dry sauna right here. Even in the dry sauna, they have LED lighting nicely built into the seating and underneath. Awesome. Now, I want to take everybody back here, back to the hallway, and the room next door is the movie theater. This room is extremely cozy. You have your plush carpet on the floors, screen on this side. Everything is just beautifully clad with different materials, wood panels,
That's
wall
so
sconces,
ridiculous.
Minotti side tables.
H. Baird says, the crew quarters look like where the pink onesie fencing mask people lived during the Squid Game. Taylor Latte Boy says he's gonna round the corner to the equestrian center.
I mean, you name it, they have it here. And in fact, you may think these are couches. These are actually electric recliner chairs. So you can really get that movie theater effect. Another thing I want to mention, I know I've been keep saying this throughout the tour, every little finish, chrome detail, wood paneling, all of it is installed by Billigan, and they don't really subcontract any of their work. They actually have in-house guys that handles all the marble, stone details, polished chrome details, textures throughout. The fact that they install all these different finishes in-house and finish it out like this is honestly quite impressive.
Yeah.
Now, getting back out to the main hallway, there's actually another detail I want to point out. So we have one of the VIP staterooms here, and these are, Mikey, are key codes. Because when they built this yacht, they had chartering in mind. That way, if you charter this yacht, everybody can keep their rooms private. And Mikey, guess how much they can charge for a charter when you own a yacht like this?
This yacht's 85 million?
This is 85 million euros.
Euro. Let's say
$100 million.
Let's say weekly, like $500,000 a week?
They charge 775,000 to 800,000 euros per week, plus expenses, to charter this yacht. Think about that. You have crew, fuel, and all that stuff.
Goals right there, you know?
Goals, right?
A week.
Not goals. Fuck you.
That's wild.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's an 85 million euro yacht, so that's kind of what you get. Now let's focus on the room. We have twin single beds here. Again,
If this is your goal, you need to fucking help. You need help if this is fucking goals for you. Tucker White 94 with 100 bits says, what, you wouldn't put a cinema in your yacht, Hannah? Where else are you gonna watch Blazing Saddles? On my couch, like a normal person.
every little detail is beautifully decked out. Look at that gorgeous onyx stone with backlighting that looks stunning. Again, beautiful wood details, ceiling panels throughout, and around the corner we have a full bathroom for this suite. Now, this is also really interesting. We have this door opening up to another suite, because in case you're here staying as a family, you can have your kids on the other side. So these two rooms connect, or it doesn't, depending on if you keep the doors locked or not. This one has the double bed setup. Again, another gorgeous stone in the back, beautiful lighting. These rooms are super cool.
Glycolic Moment, thanks for the new subscription. I appreciate it. You kicked off a hype train as well. Thank you.
Cozy. And since we're on the lower deck, we're a little bit more closer and kind of connected to the sea here. Looking at the other side of the bed, we have the recessed and TV, beautiful built-ins. Mikey, we gotta get a close-up. Look at all these inlays and reveals, and the cabinetry in this yacht is stunning. Let's quickly show this as well. We also have a little desk set up here complementing the room. And around the corner, as we're passing by these wardrobes, we have the bathroom here. Beautiful stone vanity with this hand-hammered sink design, your toilet setup, and around the corner we have the walk-in shower with rain head, hidden
Bittergrin with 50 bits, thank you.
drains.
53% to level 1 in the hype train.
Bathrooms with
We gotta get to level 5 again, guys. If we're ever gonna buy a super yacht like this so I can invite you all to a pizza party, we gotta get these hype trains. I'm joking. We already had a level 5 hype train today. Anti-Pretzel with 45 bits says, you could change the world with all this money. Guess the rich aren't human. I don't like dehumanizing people, so I can't say that. But I would say in terms of being human, their actual humanity and empathy for their fellow human being is severely lacking, unfortunately.
With heated towel racks. I mean, this is incredible.
Overthought with 50 bits says, for the yacht fund. Huzzah.
All right, now getting back out to the bedroom and continuing our tour, right across, we have a...
Need to start making that Hassan money. For the record, Hassan would have to work for like 100 years to get this yacht. And Hassan is a rich boy, so...
Another VIP stateroom on this level.
Hannah the class trader. Oh yeah, the second my ship comes in, I'm gonna say fuck all of you, and I'm gonna go rub elbows with my new rich friends who have no empathy and terrible taste. Crazy Nate 999, thanks for 100 bits. M the Ambassador with 100 bits says, Pizza Party, Hannah is part of the Cabal, confirmed. Bumble Homestead with 100 says, backup plan, buy tiny yachts for cats. That's not a bad business plan. Tiny cat yachts. Bardlock Moses, thanks for gifting a sub. And we got over level 1. Cool. Thank you.
Super spacious. I mean, look how spacious
11% to level 2.
This is incredible, right? You have your king-size bed here, reading lights, another gorgeous stone on the back, wardrobe, desk. Connected to the sea, you have your automatic shades. I mean, I really wouldn't mind staying here and calling this my home, you know? All right, Mikey, last door. Opening up to a full bathroom for this room. You have the fabricated sink here out of this beautiful stone, hand-hammered sinks, chrome fixtures, and over this way, we have a generous size.
RMG, again, God, you're always so generous. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. I hope you can afford all the bits you give me, seriously. Only do it if you can. I know you gift a lot. Says, meanwhile, a friend of mine and his wife had to move out of their apartment when management announced that after this year, they were going to jack up rent $300 to offset their losses from COVID. Ugh. I fucking hate the world. Everyone's a piece of shit. Yeah, that sucks, though. I'm really, really sorry. Tea with Goblins, thanks for gifting a sub.
Built-in tub, clad with marble, chrome fixtures, rain head above. I mean, stunning bathroom. And now I want...
God, I have a new watch band coming in tomorrow. I just got this for Christmas. Baha got it for me, which I appreciate. Thank you, Baha. I really love this watch. But I have a new band coming in tomorrow, and I'm so excited, because this band, my wrist is at like a weird width or something, where like one notch is a little too loose, and the next notch is a little too tight. So the new watch band uses magnets, so that should hopefully help me get the exact size I need. Tucker White says, to hell with the yacht. I'm using my Bezos money to buy my own 777. Everyone flies in first or business class on my Hannah stream flight. Even me? RMG with 100 bits says, nah, it's good. Watched you and Jake for 2 years without really donating, so this is my thank you for making this time more bearable. Very appreciated. Taylor Latte Boy says, growing up poor, I didn't get it. Which bathroom do I hide in on this yacht when mom and dad fight about rent money?
I want to take everybody back to the hallway so that way they can kind of...
There isn't a wrong answer. There's so many choices. That's the great thing about being rich. There's way more rooms to cry in.
Here. And here we have the grand staircase again. That's pretty much it for the lower level.
70%
now let's
level
go
3.
back up and check out the bridge deck on the 3rd level.
Cupcake Chaos, thanks for 20 months.
All right, everyone, here we are on the bridge deck. Now we're gonna start from the rear of this yacht and work our way to the front. On this side, we have this outdoor deck area, super spacious. You have 2 seating sections facing the backside of the yacht. We currently have the awnings all up. And focusing here, we got this gorgeous outdoor dining area that sits 12 people. Everything just looks so well polished. Again, all these polished chrome details. Materials are executed by Belgian Yachts. And on my left-hand side, we have 2 bar setups here, one with a cooktop and the other one with a sink. Again, great outdoor space. And to complement the entertainment here, right in the center, we have this built-in setup here with a marble top that has a pop-up TV. Now we have 2 sliding glass doors on each side. I'm gonna take everybody here and let's go check out the Sky Lounge that we have on this level. It starts right here. As soon as you walk in, you're greeted by this circular seating area, built-in seating setup, marble tables in the center. Something about this room is very cozy, and right above us, they have this circular mirrored ceiling design with recessed lights, LED mood lighting that really makes the space cozy. Right on the other side, we have another built-in setup here with another pop-up TV. Of course, you have your built-in speakers. And another cool detail about this
Why do you need another pop-up TV? There's literally a theater in this yacht.
section is that the sliding
94%
glass
to
doors
level
we
3.
have, you can actually pull them and make the space a little bit more secluded if you wanted to. Now, right behind me, Sky Lounge continues. We have a beautiful Porsche pool table here.
A
On
Porsche
one
pool
side-
table? What does that even mean? Does Porsche, the car company, make a pool table? Or is there a different pool table company called Porsche?
We have a Yamaha grand piano, an additional seating area, and over here we have more seating areas and a small table.
A possum blood with 100 bits brings us to level 3 of the hype train, I think. Oh no, gets us to 99%? We're 1% away from level 3. A possum blood says, rich people are so whack. I work for a mom and pop and felt bad asking for a raise. Tucker White with 100 says, I've set foot in actual Delta Sky Club lounges that look better than this, quote, Sky Lounge, unquote. Level 3 achieved. Thanks, everyone.
Table set up with beautiful stainless steel chairs. And of course, we have massive windows on this level, bringing a ton of natural light. And lastly, I gotta talk about this detail. Look at these beautiful hardwood floors with the chevron pattern and the inlay right in the center. Now, last part of this
Porsche
Sky
makes a
Lounge,
lot of
we
stuff.
have
Guess I didn't
the
know.
bar area here.
Like, do they actually make it, or do they just license their name out to different companies to make luxury branded stuff for rich idiots?
Here. Again, clad with marble, you have your bar seating, and in front, you actually have this textured stone detail. Bar has 3 wine fridges, and this door right here opens up the small kitchen or galley that kind of serves the Sky
Porsche has a design team that makes all kinds of shit. Didn't know that.
Lounge. You have your sink, cabinetry, pretty much everything you need there. And Mikey, why don't you come actually this way so we can go behind the bar. That's the Sky Lounge, and this is actually the main door from the staircase. Now, I want to continue our tour. We have the elevator here, and of course on my right-hand side, we have the grand staircase. Mike, you ready? This door opens up to a day head, half bathroom, stone clad everywhere, nice sink and vanity design that services the bridge deck. Now,
Tea with Goblins with 100 bits says, a week ago I took my partner to that Viking-themed restaurant I showed you. We drank whiskey out of Thor's hammer and ate actual wild boar. Boar! It was by far the biggest luxury this year, and I felt a bit bad about it. Billionaires spend enough to pay off medical college debts of hundreds of people, but instead they opt for checks notes, yachts with platinum inlaid bars, and Porsche pool tables. I hope you had fun. It is important to do some things for yourself, but yeah, it's just a completely different level of magnitude, people like this. People who own the yacht like this. I know the guy showing this doesn't own it. I don't get it. Some people are just born without shame. It's weird. Simple Cat Girl says, my legs are actually thumping in pain. I fell, and I just can't see why you would want a place this big. Like, what happens if you're sick and want ice cream bar? Then you have to walk half a mile to even get a kitchen? Where is the home feeling of any of this? Bold of you to assume he wouldn't just call a servant to do it for him. Tube Man with 150 says, I hate that this boat that'll never be used has more stuff in it than any home I've ever been in. Innocuous Blonde with 100 bits says, last time I caught a live stream, my cat was just out of surgery. Today she's back to bothering my daughter with her nuzzles and climbing my shoulders. Feels good. Hope y'all are too. I'm doing pretty good. Thanks. 25% to level 4.
Now, this is super interesting. On my right-hand side, we have a private office with a built-in desk setup, some built-ins on the other side, and this hallway opens up to a really exciting room. This is where we have the wheelhouse, or the captain's quarters.
The brains.
The brains, right? We have 2 offices here.
16 minutes till the
rooms.
presentation.
Captain's additional room on this side.
And when is
through
Chad
this door,
Orlando going live? Yeah,
this
16
is the
minutes.
main wheelhouse, or the control house of this yacht. We have 6 24-inch screens, 2 captain chairs. This room is very cool and kind of futuristic, and this is where you control this vessel.
Yeah, this is where the magic happens. This is where all the navigating, anything point A to point B. This is where the captain lives.
What is Chatterlando? Chatterlando is the guy who, it's not his real name. His real name is oh god, Niles Niami. Niles Niami is the guy that built that $500 million mansion that we watched last week, and he's doing some kind of surprise live thing in like 15 minutes. And I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be hilarious because he's such a crazy person.
That's right, I agree. And now, on this room, we have two doors that opens up to the side decks. I'm gonna open this one and actually take everybody outside. It is a little bit windy today, so I hope you guys are not picking up from our mics. We have the wing station here. This is where you control the yacht as you're docking it to a marina. That way it's a little bit easy. You can kind of see the edge. And I just love how nicely kind of tucked into the side it is. And continuing here, side deck continues with a teak finish. And right behind me, or right in front of the wheelhouse, we have this awesome outdoor seating area. Everything is, again, nicely tucked in. And we actually have a door here, Mikey, that leads us down. Now, I want to step here because this door actually takes us right underneath the bow of this boat, because we have two massive butterfly doors here opening up, and on the left-hand side,
thanks for the train,
it's
everyone.
stores.
Opossum Blood with 150 bits says, how do you think people like this deal with their crud when they die? Where does it go? They have lawyers that they have write up wills for them to give to whoever they want. Family members.
4 jet skis, and it's a hydraulic door that opens really cool. And on the right-hand side, we have 2 tenders.
Or they can set up a thing where their property that they don't want to directly will to someone goes into like a trust that sells them and then holds the profits for whoever they want the trust to be bequeathed to. The nice ones, I guess, you know, do trusts that are for charitable purposes. Most of them don't do that, though.
Dedicated for this yacht, built by Custoldi. And the last detail I want to talk about here is that right in the center of the bow, or on the front of the yacht, we actually have this metal pole that extends up where it signals out a light at night. That way, everybody knows that your yacht is right there. It's kind of like a warning signal for anybody that may not see your yacht. And I mean, the bow of this boat is incredible.
It should be green.
Incredible. It's a perfect spot for you to relax, lounge, you know, do yoga, whatever you want to do. And that's pretty much it for the bridge deck of this yacht. Now let's go inside and check out the owner's stateroom. All right, everyone, now we
haven't even seen the big luxury one for the owner yet. Jesus Christ.
At the top level, owner's deck. I'm gonna start our tour on the left-hand side here to check out the lounge area for this level. It's nice and spacious. We have 2 chairs on this side, drop-down TV here, and right above me, we have skylight bringing natural light to the space, and you even have your privacy shades here in case you wanna darken this room. This may look like a nice padded wall with brass inlays. It's actually a Murphy bed that can drop down.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm a fan of Murphy beds. I had a Murphy bed at my grandparents' house when I was younger. I think they're incredibly economical in terms of space. I like Murphy beds, okay?
That way you have 2 people.
That's my hot take.
Sleeping here if you need to. Of course, since you're on the front side of the yacht, you have massive windows looking towards the views, automatic curtains throughout, including this door right here. In fact, why don't we hit the door right here, go outside, check out the front of the owner's deck. You have an additional outdoor seating here, right in the center, this awesome hot tub setup with a glass front, again, complementing the owner's deck. Now, closing these doors, I want to take everybody back inside and bring you guys to the staircase access. Going to the other side, we have another pocket door here. Takes us to the owner's suite. Starting here, let's check out the bathroom. Beautiful marble throughout. They used it on the walls as well. Nicely book matched. You have 2 drop-in sinks, round mirrors, and over here you have your tub setup, again clad with this stunning marble. You have your walk-in shower there, chrome fixtures, rain head above. I mean,
I hope this thing sinks to the bottom of the ocean.
These bathrooms are like luxury home bathrooms. It's incredible that we're on a yacht right now. It's hard to think, you know?
Walking Trash with 100 bits says, how did these people not have any shame for this shit when they do it. It's mind-blowing. I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Now, we have dressing rooms on the other side as well as here. Pretty much a replica. You have all this storage space. And in case you were wondering, since we're on the yacht, everything is on a lock and some sort of a magnet mechanism. That way, when you close something, it doesn't wobble or it doesn't open as you're cruising. Now, going through here, we have
everything else is taken, yo. Thank you for 20 months.
Another automatic sliding door opening up to the owner's bedroom. We have the king-size bed on the right-hand side. Room is extremely spacious. We have a small table setup on the right-hand side facing the windows, and on the left-hand side, we have an awesome built-in seating section right next to the windows for you to sit down, relax, and enjoy the views. And
RMG with 1,950 bits, Jesus, says, it just hit me. We're house elves. The way that guy was talking earlier about the cruise quarters as being discreet brought it home. We are house elves to these people, not humans. I knew the last part. I just didn't know the exact image rich people had of the lower class. I mean, house elves are a thinly veiled metaphor for slaves. So yeah, I'd imagine that's how the rich see the plebs.
Focusing here to the bed setup again, I love this padded back wall they designed with the brass inlay. You have your reading light, Marcassar wood detail that we've been seeing throughout, and this wallpaper design here is actually made out of straws, which is super unique. You know, they mentioned that to me. So really cool pattern there. Bed is all built in, LED lighting throughout. On my right hand side, you have your TV setup. Over here, you can probably put an additional TV.
Why? Why would you need another TV?
Even
what?
The ceilings here, they did this nice.
Simple Cat Girl says, compared to the other master bedroom for dumb rich room, this room is rather tame. I suppose. Our expectations are so fucked because of the videos we're watching today.
Layered detail with mood lighting, built-in speakers. This is phenomenal. This is the owner's stateroom.
9 minutes till that guy's scream.
Bathrooms, lounge areas. I mean, you name it, this room has it.
You know what the nicest part about it is?
This is it.
No.
What is it?
That you can move it anywhere you want in the world.
Well, that's also true. Obviously, that's the benefit of having a yacht, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm going to put my glasses on again because we have these automatic sliding glass doors opening up to the F deck on this level. More outdoor seating. You have another amazing lounging area right at the end.
Thanks for subscribing
with
Prime.
You currently have the awnings attached. You can actually see your massive GPS radar system above us. This is just an awesome.
I imagine LED lighting is economical for boats because if you're on a boat, then the power you're either getting... Basically, the power you're getting on a boat has to either be from a battery or it has to be from a generator. So if you can bring down the power consumption by using all LEDs, why wouldn't you? Obviously, the boat's fucking ridiculous and opulent, but like I understand using all LEDs on a boat.
Some outdoor space dedicated to the owner's suite. For the tour, what an amazing yacht. I want to congratulate Unique Yacht Design and H2 for doing a phenomenal job with the design elements of this yacht. And I also want to congratulate Bilgin Yachts with the phenomenal execution and the build of this incredible vessel. Over the last few days, we had a chance to spend time with Bilgin Yachts team. Their enthusiasm and their attention to detail is really apparent, and it certainly reflects into the yachts that they built. I also really want to thank them for giving us.
Logarth says, wasn't there a shitty reality TV show that followed the crew on one of these mega yachts and it was basically slavery and misogyny on full display? It wouldn't surprise me, but I've never heard of it.
The honor and the opportunity to tour their amazing new vessel. As always, you can find more information about this yacht and Bilgin Yachts down in the description of this video. Lastly, if you enjoyed the video, just make sure to give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys next week.
Jesus. Absolutely ridiculous. All right. We got about 6 minutes till that guy's thing. I gotta pee real quick, because I don't know how long his thing's gonna last. So listen to this music and watch this countdown. And I'll be back in just a sec. Watch the kitty, I guess. I will be back in a moment. Oh, let's see what we got. 4.5 minutes left. M the Ambassador with 100 bits says, with all the bathrooms and TVs on this thing, you'd think that rich people shit a lot and have short attention spans, or they like to watch TV after doing cocaine in the powder room. Opossum Blood says, did they ever tackle space barons like the punks that would own yachts like that in Star Trek? Star Trek usually exists mostly in like a utopian society where people aren't rich assholes anymore, but like the Ferengi are a thing, and they're sort of like super capitalists in space. So I pee fast. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. The bathroom's like right outside the door, right here. Yeah, the collector guy that tried to own Data. That is a thing. There was the Most Toys one. Yeah. Harry Mudd. Okay, so I gotta preface this for YouTube, I guess. That's it. There we go. Okay, so if you haven't seen it already and you're watching this later on YouTube, we did a video on Mega Rich Mondays last week that involved a guy who had built the most expensive house in the United States. It was a mansion, a mega mansion at that, called The One, that he was trying to sell for $500 million after he had built it for about $300 million. He had taken about $80 million in bank loans after getting the rest of the funds from some profits he had made selling previous homes. He put all his money into this home. It was a home in Bel Air, in California. It was on the top of a hill. He had to demolish part of a mountain in order to build this house. Incredibly ugly house. It's a waste of space. Please go check out that video. On top of that, the man is clearly delusional. He believed building one of the most disgustingly expensive houses in history somehow would be a shining beacon to the world that would be a positive thing. Once that turned out to not be such a great idea, he decided to turn to claiming that he was going to turn it into an event venue and make money off it by hosting pay-per-view boxing matches. I don't know. Very strange guy. Anyway, he was unable to make his mortgage payments, which he claimed, I think, were like $1 million a month or something on his loans for the home. Unable to sell the house went into receivership, which basically is a kind of foreclosure or something very similar. I'm not in real estate, so I can't really speak to exactly what it is. He was going to lose the house, lose the money he put into it. However, last month, while it was being put into receivership in order to stop the sale that was about to happen, they were going to sell it at a loss, the bank, in order to recover some of the loans that were taken. he declared bankruptcy, or his company did, which allowed him to have more time to get his finances, in order before the bank is allowed to do anything. So, he then made an announcement that he was going to do something on this website, which is going to start in just under a minute. So we're going to find out what he's doing today. I don't know if he's going to be doing something snake oily. I don't know if it's going to be weird. I don't even know if it's going to be entertaining. All I know is the guy, I think his name is Niles Niami, is a very strange individual, and I'm very excited to see whatever he does. I don't know if this is going to be live. I don't know if this is going to be a pre-recorded promotional video. I have no idea. There's about 30 seconds left, and we'll find out then, I guess, whatever it is that he's going to be trying to sell us. So we'll find out. He's trying to make it so he doesn't lose the house, basically. What if it isn't TOS? Then we'll have to give it up. But I think it's going to be TOS. He desperately needs to raise money so he can hold on to this house, so he doesn't lose tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. Let's find out what exactly his plan is to recover some money. The timer stopped. Is it happening? Do I need to refresh? I timed that exactly, Niles, you motherfucker. I stopped talking right when it hit 0. You motherfucker. I timed it exactly, and you couldn't even have the decency? You couldn't have the decency to be on time? I stopped talking right when it hit 0. I'm so good at this, and you're so bad, you fra. Late on his loan payments, late to the stream. Yep. That is how it be. First rule of theater, Hannah, never expect things to be on time. That probably answers the question if it's a live stream or not, then. Probably a live stream if he's late. 12:27 at 5:55 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's right now. Where are you, Niles? Niles! You were going to tell me the secret to your wealth that you're losing because you built a shitty house. Niles, help me. I also want to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. Woo, here it is. We got it, folks. We did it. It's not a live stream. It's a video that isn't loading. If you want to know the secrets behind the one, maybe if I load again. How about this? Will it work now? Click here. I'm trying to click. Niles, I'm trying to click. Niles, I'm clicking. Why won't your video work? You can build a $300 million house, but you can't get someone to embed a video on your website properly? Niles! Niles, I'm clicking! I'm clicking! You fucker. I bet I'm one of the only people here. He's trying. How about now? How about now? How about now? Oh my god, it worked! Oh my god, it worked! Oh, yes! Explosions!
Welcome to the One Secrets, where I promised you I was going to give you secrets that were worth billions of dollars.
I can't pause this.
I'm sure once you see this,
just so you know,
you will understand.
There's no pause function.
And you'll be aligned with my thinking. Hopefully there's someone out there that is going to want to walk hand in hand with me into the stratosphere.
Ooh,
however, this house will go to auction, and this house will be sold to the highest bidder. No doubt about that, unless someone comes in and walks into the stratosphere with me.
Is this an investment opportunity? I'm so excited. Shi Hakujin, thanks for 13 months. Oh my god, listen to this shit. Oh, luxury. Yeah, look at all this
I'm the
B-roll.
developer of the largest house in the urban world, the One Bel Air. I have been waiting to tell the world the story of who I am and to explain the struggle of what it took to get the One completed and my dream for the use of the One. My name is Niall Nyami.
Niall, not Niles, I apologize. The king of LA Mega Mansions.
My mother, Lori Nyami, worked as a special ed school teacher. I grew up with
How
my
did you
mom
turn into such
and
an
my younger sister,
insufferable
Delusional.
cunt? If your mom
Then
was like a
in
normal
2001,
person, what happened to
I
you?
received word that my mother was violently murdered. The murder of my mother was a horrible, difficult thing to
I'm
deal
sorry?
with, but it made me work harder.
What does this have to do with the house?
Remodel after remodel. I built all of this by myself. I started with nothing, and I climbed and I climbed and I fought every day getting to where I am now.
Walking Trash says, I bid a penny
partnered
because
with
that's
Paul
all it's
McLean, who
worth.
was an unknown architect. Together, we designed several homes, including the most iconic home, as you know now, the One Bel Air.
Your house is not the most
create
iconic house.
A large, flat, 3-acre pad. I had to remove thousands of yards of dirt that could never be done today.
Yeah, fuck
to create
you
the lawns,
for
and to
doing
create
that.
the public areas, we had to create a basement that was 50,000 square feet to support the upper levels. It was a giant feat and a magnitude of something that I never, ever imagined.
Tube
It took me
man with
9
50
years,
bits.
6
That's
days a
mean. I
week
don't want to
with
make jokes about
hundreds and
that.
hundreds and hundreds of machines and hundreds of people and unrelenting faith to get the One erected. You couldn't build the One today ever again in life.
I hope
a
not.
decade of my hard work with
It's a
7
waste of
swimming
time and
pools
money.
water features, a 4-lane bowling alley, a spa, a gym, a juice bar, a Dolby Atmos theater, a 4,000 square foot master bedroom with its own swimming pool with walls of glass where you could see the people swimming. It has a 4,000 square foot guest house. The guest house has its own infinity pool with ocean views. It has a 7-bedroom staff quarters.
I don't understand why he's doing mock-ups. We've seen the real house. It exists.
Over 1 acre of space in the most prime Bel Air location that you could ever get. Nothing gets you more than seeing the pictures of my 2 sons, Bryce and Brent.
What does
who
this
were
have to do
little
with your
kids
children?
When I started this project.
Couldn't even
Bryce
afford
just
good
graduated
3D
high
printers.
school, and he's driving. And Brent is turning 16 and getting his driver's license now. That really shows you how long it took me to build this house and time that I could never, ever get back. Then I was offered crazy, crazy numbers for short-term rentals, like $8 million for 1 month for the month of August to rent the house to some Saudi royals, and I couldn't because it wasn't done. Then I was offered $3 million for a celebrity wedding for 3 days. Then a group came to me with an idea, a gigantic idea, to use that house for boxing events, and I mean world.
That's a terrible idea.
events.
Your neighbors do
Working
not
with the
want
Los
this.
Angeles Fire Department. We received an approval to host 1,600 people during COVID. How? Because there was a miracle. Not only did I have a house that should never been able to be built, that I got built, but my house was 4 minutes down the street from 10,000 empty parking spaces. With the creation of the One's own pay-per-view platform, it was estimated that after only 3 events, the value of that business would be $3 to $4 billion.
How? How are you
8
getting
years
those
ago, I got a call
numbers?
from my friend who I sold a house to, and he told me, Niall, get up. You are going to meet Elon Musk in 1 hour.
Fuck
I met
Elon
and his
Musk.
girlfriend, but I had no idea that all of those years ago would create an idea that is without any doubt worth billions and billions and billions of dollars. Digital currency.
Oh no!
By actual real estate assets.
Oh
a digital
no!
currency like no other in history.
It's an
Imagine
NFT
taking that
scam,
digital
isn't
coin
it?
And breaking it up into millions of little tiny pieces. And each piece represents a token. You are going to be able to give the world a chance to be part of history, part of a legacy.
Narnia Owl says, sounds like that miracle he's talking about was a clerical error or something.
Of the one Bel Air. Once the tokens are created and traded, it would transfer the value of the house to the coin, making this the first ever asset-backed coin by a one-of-a-kind piece of real estate, and never again will this ever be able to be done. I invite
House
all people
coin,
to
house
remember
coin,
my story,
house
the
coin.
decade it took to accomplish it, the world-changing ideas that I talked about. And remember, unlike the Mona Lisa, you have hundreds of things that you could do with the one, from weddings to building
The Mona
businesses,
Lisa
to
is
unveiling
aesthetically
new products,
beautiful.
to world
The one coin,
pay-per-view events, to creating your own pay-per-view platform, to NFTs, and to never before done tokenizing a one-off real estate asset.
Why?
In a digital currency.
Why would you do that? It's the
Remember,
one coin, mother.
billions of dollars this will generate overnight. The one Bel Air, 10 years of my life dedicated, 10 years to prove that this was not just a house.
Slogard
This
says the
was
Chinese
an
might have an issue with the
unbelievable
cryptocurrency called the
opportunity.
One. I don't get
One
it.
is really the one.
Oh, God.
Hey guys, I hope this made your mind start racing, and I hope that you believe in this as much as I do. There's contact information for me. Please only contact if you are a real individual. Have a great holiday, and thank you again. Bye-bye.
I could email him and try and set up an interview. Cool Cat with 100 bits says, if my coin is backed by part of the pool, does it devalue when they pump the water? Logarth says, the yuan, pronounced one, is the Chinese dollar. Got it. Okay, so... Oh no, there's literally a direct link to email him. Let me click that email button and see what happens. Niall@theonesecrets.com. Hold on. Niall@theonesecrets.com. I'll write the email after the stream. How about that? No, I'll write it right now, otherwise I won't do it. I need a crowd, otherwise I'll chicken out. Hey, Niall. Just saw the video on the one coin on your website. I gotta be the first person to email him about this, right? Who else was waiting for this other than me? I run a YouTube channel where I've looked at your house tour with my audience. I was wondering if you'd like to do an interview over video chat sometime to talk about the house and the coin. Here's a link to my channel. Oh, he'll probably try and imagine one of those monkey NFTs on a 50-inch screen. I don't think he'll do anything. I don't think I'm a big enough YouTube channel for him to give a shit, but might as well give it a shot. Why not? Couldn't hurt. Niall@theonesecrets.com. Let me double check that that is the correct email. Niall@theonesecrets.com. Okay. Send. Oh boy. That should be interesting. I don't think he'll get back to me, but who knows? He's kind of an interesting guy, so I guess we'll find out. RMG with 1,000 bits says, okay, crypto BS aside, he said that after 3 events it would have a value of 3 billion minimum. Subtract 500 million for construction, and assuming each event was sold out, that means tickets to these events would run $520,833. I want this man's drugs. I like Mudkips. Thanks for gifting 2 tier 1 subs. What would I even interview him about? The house and the coin and his valuations of things, his motivations, why he thinks the thing is going to change the world, how he feels about how much money and resources he's put into this thing. Why does he think his neighbors are going to be okay with him turning a residential area into a giant event center in the middle of Bel Air? Like, there are a million things I would ask this man. He's gonna reply, do you have money? Hey, if he asks for any money, I'm gonna laugh in his fucking face. I'm gonna say, do you have money? Oh, sorry, I forgot. You're about to be tens of millions of dollars in debt. Hydrate. I very, very, very much doubt he'll get back to me, especially because I think it's fair to show him the channel, and he's going to take one look at that channel and see that I'm not someone who's going to be nice to him, so I don't think he will. He'd have to be very, very desperate. So it's like 50-50, because he's clearly desperate, but I don't know if he's that desperate. Replicant 2019, thanks for 3 months. Niall. Anyway, I think that's probably enough for offer to introduce him to Peter. Challenge him to change your mind. Ooh, that would have been a good strategy. I should have gone for that. That probably would have been good. Anyway. So that's this week's Mega Rich Mondays. And that's what Niall's up to. I wish rich people would be less awful. That's my genie wish. If a genie is listening, that's wish number 1. Wish number 2 is to fix my stomach so I don't have to take omeprazole every day, because that's annoying. Jake's live, so let's go ahead and do a little raid for my friend Jake, shall we? Thanks, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow for Tinfoil Tuesday, so come back for all the fun conspiracy debunking. It'll be a good time, so come back for that tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's it. Raid, we're gonna effing raid. Say hi to Jake for me. See you guys later.
Play that shit. I mean, even the people that do, like, almost to a